Blam blam.
Blam blam! Hello, everybody, and we are finally back after goodness knows it's been a long time, but we're finally back. Gosh, it's hot here in California. How are y'all doing?
Cold.
Oh,
Cold.
Yes, I would like to trade some weather with you. But until then, we can play Dungeons and Dragons and make believe we're in better weather locations. Yes, the dream. Uh, I guess we'll do introductions and then we'll do a recap and hop in, eh?
Yes.
Great. Love the enthusiasm. Up first, we've got Aery.
Hello, I'm Jimmy, your cat, and I play Aery. He is a bisexual disaster sorcerer. And I do art on the internet sometimes when I feel like it. Much me.
Awesome. Natalie.
Hello, I'm BurrowsRed who plays Natalie. She's a tall half-orc who's pretty cool. Also, I would like to address Mel's comment in chat. I'm only wearing a t-shirt because I have no clean jumpers. Thank you. I will be answering no further questions at this time.
Please refer all forward questions to your publicist. Exactly. Up next, the first of the two sisters, Eminence.
Hi, I'm Nicole. I play Eminence. She is a tiefling warlock, mean girl, kind of becoming slightly less of a mean girl over time because now she has a boyfriend and she has to behave a bit. Yes, and she secretly loves her sister very, very deep down.
Aw. And now Oriana, the other sister.
Hi, I am Lefson. I play Oriana. Who honestly, I'm currently confused as to whether Eminence is on the yes, he is still my boyfriend, or on the no, I didn't care at all, and now we've left the city, and I'm pretending that I had no feelings whatsoever, because it seems to be a little bit of a seesaw.
It depends on it's a by the minute kind of thing.
But Oriana is a cleric, and she is grumpy. It's most of her personality trait. She also loves her sister a lot, but she's awkward as fuck, and every time she tries to say that, she accidentally says something insulting and then basically just pats her on the shoulder like, "You understood, right?"
Aww.
It's not usually very well understood either.
Their love
It's a hate-love
languages.
relationship.
It's weird.
Well, excellent. Hopefully we get to see some family dynamics. I'm D, I'm the Dungeon Master. Where we last left our intrepid adventurers, they had just been traveling to the pot to investigate a number of disturbances. After spending the past few days traveling, I think it was around 10 to 12 days, the party was able to make their way to the location, albeit with a couple of minor delays and surprises and a new companion. But nevertheless, the party has arrived. Um, I don't quite recall. Did you push through the night to make it, or did you arrive the next morning?
We camped by the
Daytime when
fishing
we
village,
arrived.
and then
That's right, you
headed
did
on.
camp by the mission village. Yes. Yes, I have the name of that written down on one of these pages.
Oh no, I can't find a pen.
That's okay. Yes, the party pushed through. Let's go ahead and say that it's probably about midday. It's noon, about the time that you are arriving. As you crest over the hill and finally come into view of the pot itself, you realize that it's not a traditional village with buildings built up out of wood or brick or mud. Rather, this particular location, the pot itself, is almost embedded into the hillside, hobbit like. As you crest over the hill, you can see this very, very deep, almost like a crater, a bowl digging down into the ground, at the center of which you can see what looks to be hot springs, frothing, steaming water, just roiling as there's this constant wave of steam rising up from the center of it. Around the edges of those hot springs, you can see moss and lichen permanently slick with moisture, climbing up the sides of the hill before it turns into more brush and grass. And nestled in different sort of nooks and crannies of this sort of crater, you can see many different openings leading into ostensibly different homes. Curtains drawn in front of some. You can see some makeshift wooden doors in front of others. Um, and you do see people coming and going. Humans, elves, half elves. You do see what looked like one tiefling, I would say. You see a dragonborn. You can see people of all different shape, size, and color at this location. But the one thing that you gather looking at these people is everyone seems to be very, very relaxed. There's just a very mellow vibe about this place. Someone is leading a group of goats nearby. Um, yeah, someone is leading a group of goats, and the goats are just kind of snacking on some of the lichen as they're being pulled along. And as the farmer manages to look up and see the rest of you kind of at the entrance of town, he just gives this like big, wide, passive smile and acknowledges you before continuing to lead the goats further up the hill towards more of the grass and lichen. But you have arrived. What would you like to do?
As a player, I am immediately suspicious that everyone is in such a good mood here. Like, what spell are you under?
We did fall for this last time, though.
I know.
I guess I gotta.
Basically, there's. Oh, there you go.
I was just gonna say, I guess we look for somewhere to stay first, but what were we
That's the
gonna
best
say?
thing Eminence would do.
Yeah, I was gonna say realistically, there's nothing Aery would want to do in a fishing village, so probably just
But there's hot
find
springs.
somewhere
so
to stay. So they
This
can...
this is not a fishing village. This is like a hot spring spa.
Oh,
Um,
wow,
There's
that
a
changes
lot Aery would
things.
want to do there.
Yes.
yeah. So
This
like
place is great.
in the bottom of this crater, there's like that one very, very large pool that's sort of like bubbling and frothing. Adjacent to it are a couple of smaller pools, and as you kind of walk down into it, you can see that there are people just like lounging arms wide in these hot springs, um, just relaxing and having a grand old time.
Maybe we can find a tavern with a hot spring in it. Even
Ooh.
better.
Like
Oh, yes.
Alison.
Mm.
Yeah, Emmy would be torn between wanting to find lodgings and wanting to just immediately wash the grime off of her body. So, literally, whichever one the rest of the group seems to be leaning towards, she's happy.
Oriana's not going to say, like, hey, hot springs. But if that's where it goes, she's not going to have any objections.
Aery absolutely would want to just like dump his stuff and go to the hot springs.
I feel like the reasonable thing when you travel though is always you go to the place you're staying at first, drop off your shit, and then you go do stuff.
Yes, but the rest of us aren't exactly reasonable people. So
Look, you're very reasonable. I don't know what you're talking about.
Awesome. So you start to wander down into this like crater. There is like a couple of different makeshift paths, one that kind of winds down and zigzags down to the bottom. And at different levels, you can see that it kind of splits off so that it spirals around and basically has full coverage. But you don't see a place that is like, this is the tavern, this is the resting place. Like, it looks like you've wandered into Hobbiton in the Highlands of Scotland, basically.
I feel like probably if anyone is like heading the expedition to find a place, it would have to be Natalie. Maybe Oriana, because I feel like Aery and Emmy are kind of just like excited kids at this point.
Do we still have that food with us?
Yeah.
What's he doing?
He was pretty grumpy with us last we checked.
Yeah, if I remember right, he wanted to be taken back to Farwatch.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm assuming right now he's going to have figured out that that's not where we took him.
This is not Farwatch. Yeah, he's not exactly super thrilled. You can see that initially he's like a little pouty, but then he sees like the hot springs, and you can see that like just a little bit of like a smile is growing.
I guess we'll turn to him and just we'll be looking for a place to stay. There you can find someone who can you could buy travel with to go and get back to Farwatch.
Okay, I think 1 day's rest.
Yeah, it's important to rest, you know?
Just one.
Who are you, me? Uh
If he's you, he's not going to rest today.
Yeah, true. Anyway, closest tavern. Do you think we can spot it? Like, can I look? Is there
Yeah,
a
just
general
make
idea of like?
make an investigation check, I guess.
Sure.
We're looking for a sign hanging outside one of the hobbit holes that just
I
has
don't
a
have
picture
very
of
good
a deer on it.
investigation. This is gonna be terrible. Oh, my computer dies. That's not a good roll.
You can also
can see
physically roll
it.
dice if you want.
It's nat one.
We've
Love
been
that.
playing long enough that I
Oh!
trust you to not fudge rolls. What's
Oh,
the
it's more
damage?
just I was like, I don't really want to
Oh.
roll dice today. I'll just roll them electronically,
Virtually?
but it takes so long for it to actually do
Yeah.
the animation that it's not worth it.
It
Why
also
do you
just
do it?
came
I just
through
type
my
into
couch.
Google. Like roll d20 and it's fast.
But then I
Oh,
can
you can
just
do it
click
on
on
your
the
phone
sheet.
as well. Like if you use the Roll20 app, not the Roll20, the D&D Beyond app rolls them pretty quick.
Yeah, but then I have to use my phone. I may as well just use dice. Now I'm gonna go back to dice. Also, that's 0 because I got a natural 1. So
Yeah, you you can't make heads or tails of this place. Like from where you grew up and where you've traveled and where you've been around, like why would they live in the ground? It's
I'm gonna
just
point to the nearest hot spring, which is very clearly not a tavern, but I have no idea. And I'm like, it's built into the mountain. Of course, this would be the place to go and point towards the closest one that we can see. It's like that looks
Yeah,
like
so-
it's hospitable.
at the center of this basin are like these springs that kind of like bubble outward a little bit. There is sort of a larger hovel next to, I say hovel, but just like hole in the wall next to this. And as you do get closer, you can see what may have at some point been like many different colored flags sort of hanging across the entrance, but the constant moisture from being right next to the spring, maybe a 30, 20, 25, 30-foot distance, has let the cloth kind of just become like this raggedy, tattered look. So it's sort of like this multicolored, tattered entrance, like walking into the back of a van in the 70s with like the shag carpet sort of thing. So it's just like a whole bunch of like raggedy colors. And as you get down there, you can see that there are people sort of coming and going from this location to the springs nearby. You do see that Dragonborn is sort of walking out to one of the springs, and he kind of dips a toe in and kind of winces a little bit, and then just like fully immerses himself, and you can see like the steam just fully erupt. um there are like a couple of stacks of towels on a small wooden bench right outside as well. But entering into this location, um you see hilariously what does actually look like a place for visitors to stay. It's not a classical tavern in that it has like tables and chairs for places for people to sit and eat and drink. More so, this sort of larger interior cavern sort of extends down into the ground underneath this crater. And along the walls, chairs and benches have been put up to create this very like large circular integrated feeling. And in the center of the room, you could see another one of those like thermal vents is attached to an oven. And this oven has like vents at the top, so it's sort of like just letting out puffs of steam around different sections of the room to really keep everything nice and toasty. um, but as you enter inside, you can see that there is a couple of tunnels leading further back in, A couple of people are different. A couple of people are sitting and lounging and relaxing, and they all seem to be just at first glance like travelers. Like this is the place to hang and chill and check in effectively.
Accidentally ended up in the perfect spot.
You accidentally did, yeah.
Does this look like it's like low budget though? Like, is it nice? It sounds kind of like a
It's
hostel.
as it is a lot more like a hostel. It's not like a hotel or like high quality service. It's like you came here. So this is what you got.
I don't know about this, Natalie.
I mean, I like the springs. I think it might be surprisingly nice.
There are
Rooms.
springs everywhere.
I mean, if you'd like to have a strong opinion on the place where we stay, feel free to pick something out.
Do we not always have strong opinions on the place that we stay?
And point.
Okay, well then I will go back out to the street and just like look around and see what I see.
Yeah. Make an investigation check.
It should be
Don't
better
have
than mine.
maybe beyond open.
Can you imagine 2 zeros in a row? Oh, pain.
It would be very funny.
This place is just very confusing.
That's a 15 plus something. So it's better than 0.
That is true.
Do you say perception?
Yeah, perception, investigation, whatever you think.
So 22.
Yeah, okay. So looking around now from down here, now that you've kind of like walked down into the crater, you've passed a couple of different residences. This seems like the place to go for travelers. You can see that at the opposite end of the crater from where you came in on the north side, there is a place that some travelers are going, kind of at the top, at the lip of the crater, but it doesn't seem like they're going to stay there. Like nobody's taking bags or clothing or food or anything. It looks like it's just another location that travelers frequent.
So this is the only like accommodation?
From what you can see at this place, at your current location, yes.
How dodgy does it look?
I mean, it looks like the sheets are clean and the food is filling.
Okay, maybe one night and then we look for somewhere else.
We could even ask here if there are alternate places to stay.
I'm not against it, but that's pretty bad manners to say.
I meant to ask
Could
the
you tell us-
people here, not to ask the people who own it, not the owners.
Oh. Well, I mean, they're staying here, so they have bad taste. We can't really ask them.
Maybe a local then.
Yeah, not a bad idea. Well, maybe we can just go to the springs and then talk to people and decide where we stay later.
Sure. I'm not against it. We
Okay,
did say
springs.
for...
No, I'm going to the springs now.
Sure.
And
Springtime.
Aery will just dump all of his stuff and just like, I don't know. I don't know what
Where do you dump your stuff? You just walk up to like a
Well,
dry
I guess
spot
I
and you're just like,
I guess I just leave it all on my horse, and I'm like, this is someone else's problem now.
Yeah,
do
I
you
was
tie your
going to
horse to
ask-
anything?
Yeah, is there anywhere that we could tie horses? Because I was wondering about that.
I kind of
So-
canonically also imagine that Aery and Eminence like just get off their horse and run, and Natalie will like stay behind to like make sure their horses are tied up and whatever.
So like to the
Yeah.
beach, where like as soon as they get out of the car, they're just like, yeah, beach. Their parents have to like actually deal with everything else.
Yeah. Yes, so there is a hitching post next to the sort of colored flags at the entrance to this hostel.
Do we have a name for the hostel as well?
You didn't see a sign and didn't ask anyone.
Well, then that's just bad advertising. How are you meant to know where the place is if there's no obvious sign? Rude. Maybe
mean,
this
if it's
is
the
a
only
bad place to stay.
Yeah, if it's the only hostel in town, people will find it.
Nah, terrible business here. Me in all my years in
Hospitality.
business places. I wasn't talking about me as a player.
No, I was talking about Natalie as well. Like, I
Oh.
cannot imagine her being like, "Oh yes, I worked hotel." I can't even imagine her working at like a cafe or a bakery.
Honestly, I think she'd be okay at a bakery because she could just like knead the bread, just fucking punch it.
Yeah,
Cafe
when they're
don't know
like,
so
"Let the
much.
bread rise and then punch it." She's like,
Yep.
"You guys do the rest. I'll be the puncher."
So, Natalie, as you start to hitch your horses to this hitching post, a human male walks out, maybe early mid 20s. His hair is kind of back into dreads that are kind of all tied together, and he says, "Oh, hey, are you guys gonna be staying?"
I think we're at least having a look around.
Awesome. How many people? I can prepare a room if you want.
But I don't think we need one right now. I think it's like the middle of the day, isn't it? Because we didn't keep
Oh,
going.
yeah. Yeah, it is.
This
Right.
place.
We'll just keep looking, but we'll go inside if we need anything for the moment.
That's chill.
You seem very chill.
Yeah. All right. Well, if you need anything, my name is Randall.
Hi, Randall. I'm Natalie.
What's up?
Yo.
I'm gonna go.
Okay.
And
Okay.
he walks back inside.
Randall. Make sure not to speak to him.
No, I love him.
Anyway. Yeah. I suppose I finished they're off doing spring things.
You hitch off their horses. And what is it? Aery and Emmy, the two of you just run over to the springs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
You're still fully clothed. What's happening
Yeah,
here?
I was gonna ask, what is the hot spring etiquette situation here? Is this like a full nudity kind of thing, or like under the
So
bathing garments?
so you can see that it's kind of by preference. You can see that there are some people that are just like, hey, loud and proud. And then there are some people that are in like long johns, and basically the only skin that's showing is like hands, feet, and then neck and up. So it's kind of a personal preference thing. Um, from the like central spring, there are, I would say, four primary smaller sub springs that are bubbling out that are kind of tiered a little bit in height. The one at the lowest height is the one that the Dragonborn is in, and that one looks to be the hottest.
Yeah, we saw the Dragonborn kind of react to that one, so
Yeah.
that would
And they kind of
probably
like tier upwards a little bit. Yeah. So in the uh, highest spring, you can see a gnome is just kind of floating completely naked, like face up, eyes closed, and just like whistling a tune as the steam is like kind of just bubbling up nearby.
I'll go over to the one of the higher hot springs, like one of the ones that doesn't look like it would sear my skin off, and kind of
Mhm.
like take my boots off and dip a toe in. Does it seem?
Yeah.
What's it?
So which one do you go to? Like the top one, the second to the top, the third, or the fourth is the Dragonborn one?
Top one. Top one.
Okay, yeah, that's the one that the gnome is in. Um, as you kind of like take your boot off and kind of dip your toe in, the water kind of ripples out a little bit. You can see the gnome just kind of like barely reacts and just like glances over and just keeps on happily puddling around. Um, it's warm. It's not too hot. It's like this is like a bath that hasn't been freshly drawn, but you're still happy to get into.
I'm gonna try the next
Um,
one. The gnome is the only one in this one, right?
yes, yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm trying the next one.
Okay.
That's really awkward.
Yeah. So in this one, there is a human and a half orc, and they're kind of sitting in the back, and they seem to be engaged in conversation. They kind of look over and just nod at you as you go over and dip your toe in. This one's a little bit more warm. This one is like when you turn on the bath water, and it's just like a little too hot, but it's like the too hot that's good. Where you're
Aery,
just like,
this one's good.
ah,
This one's good.
Okay, Aery, no modesty, naked, gets in the pool, doesn't care.
full clothes on.
All right, Eminence is definitely like staying in her base layers. So
Gotcha.
she'll be mostly covered, but taking off all of the like coats and the leather and stuff that she's been
Yeah.
traveling in.
So you've still got like your slip basically.
Yeah, like a slip.
Yeah. You don't really wear those during the day. Do people wear? I don't know
I
ladies'
don't.
undergarments
Yeah,
that well.
I don't know. Like
Quote of the day.
D&D specific ladies' undergarments that
Yeah.
she would wear very well.
You've got something like
I
that.
think she wears pants, but
Yeah.
what? Yeah.
Yeah, and it is very refreshing. Like the moment you get into it, as you kind of like lower down into it, you can feel like the sweat beating on your face and on your neck just from the heat and the steam and the moisture, and all of your pores just immediately just like open up.
Oh,
And it
that's such an awful
feels good.
That's not a noise that should ever be associated with skin.
I hate that. I know what you mean, but I
In a clean way.
Every clogged pore just starts to ooze.
You just wipe off the muck.
I'm gonna cry now, guys.
Awesome.
Yeah, this is nice.
Natalie and Ori.
After Oriana would have stayed back with Natalie to organize the stuff that needs to be organized, but after that's done, look, she would have to check for a lot of danger before she took off any of her armor.
Yeah. Like just glancing around, I'm not even gonna have to make you like roll for anything like that. It's not that this is an unsafe place. It's just very, very open. Like every single home or building, for lack of a better word, is facing outwards into this central crater. So it's just super, super open. And from the outside of those buildings, like in the crater itself, you look around and you just see all of these different like pock marks in the rock that could have people in them. Um, so it doesn't feel like dangerous. It's not like there's a sense of threat or urgency. People are again very relaxed and very chill, but your own assessment of danger, I think, is up to that.
Yeah, no, I don't think it's a danger thing so much as a just new place. Not gonna
Yeah.
trust this entirely. But she'll like maybe take off her boots and sit them quite close next to her and sit on like a bench and watch, but be like, yes, Steam, this is relaxing. I'm relaxed. This is fine.
Yeah, in the armor,
Perfectly
it
straight
is
back.
in the armor, it probably is a little toasty, and you're probably
Mhm.
starting to sweat, like right next to the springs.
she's from hell. She'll
She's
be
okay with that. She's
Yeah.
from ice hell.
Well,
Is she close enough to the hot springs that if I did the hand thing and squirted water at her, it would hit her?
I don't know. Roll a d10 for me.
Yeah. Let's see how long it takes D&D Beyond to do that. Where's my dice? There it is.
5 or up, and you squirt her.
Yay! Hang on. And now we wait. I will actually end dice after this. I pressed it.
I see the question mark. It's thinking.
Yes,
8.
I scored her.
Just like right on the chest. Just
You're gonna get a like really highly raised eyebrow and just a
mm.
Yeah, but
And Natalie?
from
Oh, sorry.
Ori, that's like actual amusement.
yeah.
Yeah, okay, I'm gonna squirt her again.
Give us another D10. Do you want to move, Ori? You see your sister is doing this.
Yeah, if she hits me again, perhaps I'll throw a rock.
That's a 10. That's straight in the face.
Yes!
Not like when I say a rock, I don't want to throw a rock like at Emmy. I want to like throw it in the pool if there are any rocks around, which I'm assuming there are because we're in a quarry. But like,
Yeah. So looking around, you don't see like small rocks or gravel, actually. You get the sense
oh
that this
no,
is a pretty highly trafficked area so that it's kept pretty clean. There are like patches of moss and lichen. So you could just reach down and like grab some wet vegetation and just chuck
oh
it at
yeah,
her.
no, I will attempt to throw that at her face.
Yeah.
Is that also a 10?
Sure.
Okay.
Same rule. 5 or
Oh
above is a hit.
no, I'm gonna miss. That's a 3.
3, it kind of splashes into the water next to you, and as it like hits the hot water, you can see it starts to like disintegrate a little bit just under the heat.
I'm still kind of assessing this situation. Like, is this playful or is she about to stab me? Can I tell if she's still playful?
That's an excellent question. Are you playful, Ori?
At the moment, yeah. I think Emmy would know that there's definitely a line, and she's probably inching a little close to it. But at the moment, it's
Yeah.
just a playful throwing of gross shit from the ground.
I think I'll just try to like scoop the gross shit out of the water and plop it onto the side, and then I'm not gonna push my luck any further because this is kind of what counts as bonding to them. So that was nice. Let's not talk for a week.
Yep.
How familial.
Also, my dogs are playing. I'm not sure if the mic is picking that up.
We can hear something. I just assumed it was someone
Thought it
talking,
was-
but yeah, we can
yeah,
see
no,
them
me
too.
Oh,
No, don't change camera. No,
webcam.
covering.
At
No.
least.
Needs to duck out of the way. Natalie, what are you up
In a
to?
way, is technical
Steamy.
issues.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go in. I also don't wear armor, so I don't have an issue. I would
And
imagine.
you've got your leathers.
Yeah, but I don't have armor. Like, in terms of a D&D classification, I have unarmored defense because I do not wear armor.
Oh yeah.
So
So you've just got like some traveler's clothes.
yeah. I just would. I like to think that I have like a cute crop top and like boxer combination. That would be really nice for
Okay.
hot springs.
Yeah, absolutely. And are you going into the same one as Aery and Emmy?
Which I think is the one that Oriana has her feet in, because these are like relatively large.
She's kind of next to it. She's like 5 or so feet away on like a small bench.
But it's
She's
not
taking
like
her boots off so it looks like relaxing. She doesn't even have them in the pool.
it's more like if the hot springs are like the size of like, like a shower, like absolutely not going in the same place because that's just weird. But if it's like a decent amount of space, then yeah.
They're pretty big. Like
Yeah.
each of these smaller like sub pools are the size of like a reasonable pool for a home. They're maybe 15 by 15 feet.
Yeah, so
Um,
easy peasy altogether.
Yeah. And you're going to the same one?
Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. Again, it is. I wanted to do the poor description again. It is warm, and it just feels really, really good. But it is relaxing, and you can feel like how tight your muscles are from all of the travel. Just like slowly begin to relax and let loose after all of the day's work, hitching other people's horses and all that stuff.
But yeah, I'd imagine just like, the like definitely like the rolling out the shoulders and like, like massaging your arms kind of deal, like the stuff that you do when you're trying to relax.
Yeah. So you can see that the other human and half orc that are in this same hot spring see that it's starting to get like a little bit crowded for their conversation. So they kind of make their way past the three of you and out. And once they get a little bit further away from you as well, Ori, they seem to begin to pick up their conversation again as they grab some towels from the benches and start making their way over to the place where you hitched the horses, that sort of like colored flags location.
Can we do the whole, like, you know, when you're at the beach and you keep looking back at your bags? Can I watch the horses while they walk past?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, yeah. Make a perception check.
Being the responsible one. That's
Being
a
a
fucking
very
3!
suspicious person. 3!
So that makes it a 9.
9. They don't seem to do anything to your.
What are they talking about? If they're going to walk straight past Ori, what are they talking about?
So when they were passing by the four of you, they kind of stopped their conversation for a little bit. They kind of just hushed up.
Can I hear what they're talking about as they walk away and they start talking again? I want to know why they're not comfortable talking about their shit next to us.
Make a perception check.
Super secret business meeting.
God, I wish.
Mm,
I
the
always
hot
forget.
tub.
Oh! 18 plus. I got persuasion and performance mixed up for a second. I was like, plus 3. So it's still 21. It's just not 25.
Yeah. They're talking about some kind of cursed magical item.
Love that.
Mm. Is it a rock?
You hear the word Morning Star used.
Oh.
Okay. As someone who fully knows that they cannot sneak, see, this is I don't want to sneak, but like creepy sneak, like I don't want to make noise. I want to like attempt to nonchalantly walk over to the horses in a way that's not like I'm following you. Like I know it's sneaking, but it's not like trying to be quiet sneaking, if that makes sense.
Just trying to be inconspicuous.
Yes.
In your
Yes,
full plate
that's
armor.
basically it. Yeah. Like, no, that's what I mean. Like, I just want them not to think that I want them to think that I'm going somewhere else, like, but I'm not gonna be like trying to not make noise kind of sneaking.
Okay, so instead of making a stealth check, why don't you make a performance check for me?
That's well, I mean it's not a disadvantage, I guess. Okay. 13 plus 3. Because tieflings are charismatic. Not
13
because
plus
I
3,
put any
16?
points in that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So as you kind of walk over to your horses behind them, just trailing a couple of feet, you get a couple of different words in the conversation. How long do we have to stay here? Until they can break the curse, you know that. Yeah, but we can't do it. And as at that point in the conversation, they kind of like glance back and see you behind them, and they kind of give you just a look.
I'm going to either continue walking to my horse or stop at my horse, depending on where where I am in relation to the horses.
Sure,
Since
sure,
the
sure.
horses are part of the performance.
The horses are next to the door with the colored flags. They seem to be going in, so they kind of
Okay.
stop and look at you for a moment before going inside.
I'm gonna give my horse a scritch.
Yeah.
Just in case I've decided to like watch me through the windows, I'm going to look through my bag and grab some chocolate. And then I'm going to head back to the pool because I've got information.
Awesome.
Is that the same place that we're staying that they've just gone into?
If you choose to stay there.
Oh yeah, right, because we didn't make any promises because it's the middle of the day. We don't need to book a room. Okay. I definitely, that's a point towards staying at that place with the surfer guy.
Randall.
Randall! I've written that down. I wrote Randall is a surfer, but I just read the word surfer instead of his name.
Oh, I wrote Randall equals stoned.
Both are appropriate.
Yep.
If I see Ori coming back with the chocolate in her hands, I'll be like, oh yes, good idea! And gesture for her to join us.
I'm not getting in the water. I'm gonna stand at the edge and like hold it out, and you're gonna have to come to me.
I'm gonna sit at the edge of the pool and open my mouth like a baby duck.
Oh my fucking god. I'm just gonna like drop it in.
Aery is going to do the same. If he sees that Emmy is getting chocolate, he's like, I want chocolate too.
Gonna do it again, but if I'm going to give Natalie a look that is half don't you fucking dare, and half please tell me you're sympathizing with me.
I think, like, Natalie will just, like, turn around, like, in, like, they're your problem now. Like,
I'm gonna put the chocolate back in my pocket, and since they're at the like corner of the pool, I don't know how I'm gonna get Natalie's attention if she's not looking anymore.
I'd imagine I'd just, like, wash my hair and then look back. Like, not like...
Yeah. I'm gonna like kneel down at the side of the pool, and once Natalie's looking at it again, like gesture for her to come over.
For chocolate?
Not for chocolate. I have information.
For a brief moment, I'm just like...
That's why I put the chocolate in my pocket. I'm not gonna feed you.
Rude.
I'm
Maybe
just
that's
gonna
what
look
I
at the
want.
other two. I'm not going to feed you anymore.
Oh,
Okay.
that
Aery
was
will
fun.
swim away.
I like to imagine Aery's just like, okay, and then just slowly just.
Yeah.
Aery, please come back.
Can't hear, he's underwater.
Just bubbles.
Oriana has a message. Fuck, no I don't. I
Does
will use
message work
thaumaturgy
underwater?
though to you know, make the ground shake a tiny bit, hoping that that will make Aery pop back out of the pool.
Wait,
Sure.
holy shit.
So
Is this like a volcanic hot spring?
Yeah, Aery just like burst through. Like, did you feel that?
Guys,
That would come here. That was me.
why would you?
Why did you do that?
He was underwater.
It wouldn't
And
give
I
me
had
any more
Spring.
chocolate.
This is like traveling with a fucking circus. I have
That would be
to
fun.
tell you something about the mission that we're on because we're not here. Hot Springs.
Oh yeah, why are we here? I keep forgetting.
Disappearances. Just looking at all the blank faces here, but it's disappearances.
No, I'm giving Aery like a moment to think. But I mean, you can answer that too.
In character, I
I-
meant, not out of character.
Yeah, I just had to feed him like a fucking pigeon. I was hoping that he would have a thought of his own.
all of the birds
I'm
to
not really here
associate.
to have thoughts. You know?
We're also not here to fuck around in the hot springs forever, but being here has been advantageous. The two that just left, I overheard them speaking to each other, and apparently there's some kind of cursed object here. They're stuck here until the curse is broken, something Morning Star, which, I mean, out of character makes me think of Satan, but I'm not entirely certain
Yeah.
if that's a D&D
Yeah, I thought that
thing,
first
so,
too.
we'll just leave that unsaid until I figure out if that's a thing. But I think we should definitely be staying in this hostel, as that's where they're staying, and that seems to possibly be a lead. for the unspecified thing that we're here for.
I don't like it here.
I mean, you haven't even seen the rooms.
I know I'm not going to like them.
They could be comfortable.
They're very, very
Mm,
close
I
to the
really think
springs.
that. There are
Also,
springs
how will
everywhere.
how will you be able to
Yes,
tell
but
the
in a
story?
fancier place, maybe you'll have to climb a whole fucking load of stairs to get to them.
Whatever.
If it's
To
not
make it
nice, maybe we could just like set up our sleeping things outside by the springs and do like an outdoor thing.
glamping.
Glamping. I've always wanted to try glamping.
Oh, it's so much fun. You'll love it.
And yet you
Right.
put flashbacks immediately to staying that one night outside of Valitaire.
I don't want to sleep here.
Trying
There are
to
tree
glamp.
roots.
The vein in Natalie's head starts popping like, oh.
Now that Bryn isn't here to baby us, like it's really all on you, Natalie.
And Oriana, to be fair, but it's just
Oriana
Oriana
does
does less
not
babying.
baby.
Yeah,
Oriana
Oriana
just
like
hand-fed
vaguely
us.
tolerates us.
That's true. But
We're
only
training
because
her.
it started off being Emmy and she just didn't want to deal with the pouting. I feel like that's where all the softness comes from. It's just what's my alternative?
And that is how we win.
It's working. It is working. I was thinking, perhaps tonight at dinner, if they are also at dinner, and presumably this place has some kind of eating restaurant thing that we can. Oh dear. Well, if it doesn't, we're gonna have to stalk them to dinner. Perhaps you two could be your charming selves and ask them a whole lot of questions. Subtly.
Okay.
I mean, I can't hit on them. I have a boyfriend.
Emmy,
Did you ever have a talk as to whether you're exclusive? Maybe he has another girlfriend.
I would shoot. And then she just starts like her 1,000-yard stare. She is not engaged in this conversation
The
anymore.
wheels start turning.
Oh my god, he definitely has another girlfriend.
Oriana has big regrets over saying that.
Emmy, you know it's okay. Like you can pretend to be into people like for personal gain without actually being into them.
It wouldn't mean anything.
You're not cheating on him by pretending that you like someone for information. Also, you're just
mean-
in general allowed to talk to other people. I don't know if you know that either.
I did just say be charming. I didn't say.
Yeah, but you never know how it could go.
I mean, you know, if I'm going to be charming, then they're going to want. How could
And
they
then you
not like
can
me?
graciously turn them down as you are far above them.
That sounds fun. I'm back in.
So that's the plan. We're going to stalk them at dinner and you're going to be lovely.
Only
Yeah,
if
those
Aery comes
ideas
with me.
seem kind of like discordant, but let's do it.
No, but like we can talk to them and like we're new in town and we don't know any nice places to go for dinner. Do they know like where are they going? Maybe we could try it too. And
We sat close to you in the pool. This is the most interaction we've had with anybody in this town, other than the stoner guy that works behind the desk.
Yeah, I just feel such a connection with these people. What did they look like again?
Human and a half
Human and
orc.
half orc.
Okay,
All
Human
half orcs
was-
are hot.
that's
The
That's true.
human was
Humans,
relatively middle-aged, sort of short cropped hair on the sides, kind of this weird like half Viking braid on the top.
Oh, so him
he was
and
pretty
Mark would
fit.
get along.
Yeah, I could.
Just
I
because
could
they're
work with
middle-aged.
that.
The half orc had like a whole bunch of stubble across the bottom, but nothing across the top lip. That he kept clean, and you could see that he also had like this large sort of like stud earring on his right ear.
Why do I feel like Emmy is stuck with him?
I think he might be gay.
We just had the right ear or the left.
Yeah. Which year is it in?
Honestly,
Indeed.
I feel like it doesn't matter if you have one earring. It's gay. Anyway,
Yeah, we'll talk to them and we'll
I have
suss
just
the
googled
vibes.
it.
And
The right side is the gay side.
This is a
Thank
very
you for clearing that
90s
up.
conversation.
Flashbacks to
Yeah,
multiple
the two of-
arguments about this in primary school.
yeah, the two of them rollerblade out of the front.
Ah, yes, gay. Aery, you're up.
fine with me.
I mean, it's our plan for later anyway. We may as well
Yes.
enjoy the springs for now.
Who wants to play Marco Polo?
Oh, me.
Is it really big enough for that?
Okay, you're it, and then Eminence will just like swim away.
It's a 15-foot pool.
I like to imagine Aery doesn't even say anything, just once again, just slowly dips under.
Oriana's gonna go sit back on the bench and
Awesome.
just eat chocolate, but only when the other two aren't looking.
Okay. When they're both underwater and Natalie's going around going, Marco, I don't get it.
I'd also imagine that, like, even if she can hear them, she's like choosing to ignore them, just in like a "I'm letting you win" kind of way.
Aery would be using thaumaturgy to pretend he's where he isn't anyway.
Eminence would be trying to like silently climb out of the pool.
It's gonna start doing like the little "let's make a whirlpool" and
Oh my god, yes.
I do that.
Let's see if we can get
Child.
Natalie to spin in the middle.
I feel like I would be a great addition to the outside though, because like
Yeah, so much
the
power.
athletics just fucking chunking on.
Kicking.
True. And then we both get out when we eventually get dizzy.
Yeah. You're going so fast, the water's just like fucking twisting and turning.
Turning. Amazing. Like halfway through the whirlpool, the old gnome gets out of like the top level pool and just looks over. And you see like this really slow like smile grow across her face as she just grabs like a big old towel and just towels herself off and kind of just slowly walks away.
We're the weird tourists.
Is that weird?
People
Are
here
we
seem
weird or
nice.
is she weird?
Well, I don't think she's weird. I just maybe think we look a bit strange to regular people here.
I don't know what that means. What do you mean regular people?
Like the locals, the regular people. People who
Oh,
are here
okay.
regularly.
People are locals. It seems like kind of a tourist destination.
Well, people have to live here, right? There are houses.
Oh, there'd be some, but I imagine a lot of them. I mean, you've noticed that there's quite a diverse group around. I think lots of them would be travelers.
Maybe. I don't know. Seems like there are worse places to live.
Yeah, I mean, we've been to some of them.
True.
Not dignifying that with a response.
She knows it's true.
Awesome. So what's the plan? Just chill in the hot springs until it's time to stalk some people?
But yeah,
Well,
I
I
mean, we'll have
guess-
to get out in time to, like, get changed and probably also book that room.
Yeah, also, if we're going to be looking into anything regarding, like, the disappearances anyway, a tavern/hotel hostel place is probably the best place to ask for information first anyway. So, like, that's the next location for most things.
Once you guys decide that you're too wrinkly and get out, I'll chuck some towels.
Aery's pretty much gonna fuck around until someone tells him he's not allowed to anymore.
Aery will be the last one out.
Yeah.
No one will ever tell Aery that he can't fuck around anymore. Aery will spend the rest of his days in the hot springs.
Yeah. Just leave him.
We've had a good run.
Yeah.
It's not a bad place to retire a character.
Mm.
So eventually, Aery, go ahead and roll a d4 for me.
One.
Eventually, 1 hour later, the party emerges from the
You're gonna
hot
be 4
springs.
hours in the hot springs. God damn.
Listen, you set the threshold. Yeah, what's the plan?
Check in.
Yeah, check in.
Sweet.
Go find
make
good
your
old
way-
Randall.
Yeah, you make your way over to the sort of flag door area, and once again, you can see like this large common area, the seats along the walls facing in toward the center. A couple of people are basically eating on like snack food, like jerky, dried nuts, that sort of thing. You don't see any like real serious food here, but Randall is currently sitting and talking to what looks to be a dwarf and a halfling in an animated conversation. And as you enter, he kind of just like glances over and sees you and kind of does like a hold on 1 second before he gets up and starts walking over. Hey, Natalie, right?
That's right. We're back
Awesome.
again, Randall.
Yeah. So, how can I help you?
Yeah, I think we'll take those rooms after all.
Rooms? How many? I see the 4 of you. Any more?
Depends. It's just us.
All right.
There was some other guy,
yeah.
but I don't know, he fucked off somewhere.
Oh yeah, where
Yeah.
is he?
You've lost track of him.
No, oh well.
We did say that he should just go find somewhere that'll take him somewhere, and he said he was going to take a day off, so
Yeah, no big loss.
he'll work himself
really.
out. We
Hopefully
did
he
the
buys
good thing
himself
getting him
some
here.
Not cat pants.
Yeah.
Cat Galaxy pants.
Galaxy cat pants. Maybe he'll find some ordinary pants.
Maybe.
And like, if he doesn't, he should be fairly easy to spot in a crowd.
That said, you can see that Randall in front of you is wearing like those super deep linen like MC Hammer pants.
Yeah, of course he is.
Where like the crotch is at roughly knee level.
Those are so comfortable, though.
I think I've
Wait.
met Randall at WOMAD.
Yeah. Wait, I have a question as well. Is Randall white? Because you said that he has dreads. Does he have white guy dreads? Because-
yeah.
Okay, I changed my mind. I don't like him.
That was the first thing I noticed. So I was just like, oh dear.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we could do one big room with like 4 beds or however many beds y'all need. Or we could do like 2 smaller.
I think one room's fine
What
with
sort of
4.
beds do you have? They're not like
Oh.
bunk beds or anything, are they?
No. We've got goose down that we put inside of some like really nice padding.
Sounds surprisingly okay.
See, I told you.
I still don't like it here, okay? I'm not changing my mind.
It's pretty nice here though. It's pretty chill. Is there anything I can get you to help you like this place? Oh my god.
Could you cut all your hair off?
I mean, yeah, I could.
Will you?
Do you want to do it?
No, I
It's
don't
getting a
want to
little
touch
long.
it.
hair.
I don't want to touch it. I want you to just get rid of it.
I'll cut it.
Okay, yeah. Do you want to do that like after dinner, after we like get everything all set with your rooms and stuff, or do you want to do that like now?
Like,
That
can we
would
do
be
it, like,
good,
right
I think,
now?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. And you see he goes over and there's like I want to say like a desk, but it's basically just a table, and he gets basically like shears and comes over and you can see he pulls over a stool and is like, yeah, so I just kind of let these go for a little while and I was gonna get them cut, but then I forgot. So just whatever you feel.
Okay, I'm going to very delicately pick up one dread. Does it feel like dirty or
It's
not?
solid. It's got like a little bit of give, but
Okay.
you get the sense that he does bathe. Um,
I mean,
that
he
he's
works
not
at a
like
hot spring.
yeah. So it's
Okay,
not like you touch it and it's crusty. Like it's not that.
cool. I'll just like I actually am going to quite enjoy just like snip, like it's like a meditative exercise, just slowly snipping
Yeah.
each
And
hair
as they
off.
kind of drop down, they drop down onto the ground. He's like, "Whoa, it's longer
What
than I
the
thought."
fuck just happened? Hang
He
on.
wanted a haircut. We
No,
didn't
no.
have to trade.
If you look at the stream right now, all of your cameras are
Oh.
green.
Oh,
Oh,
I don't
no.
know why.
I
Goodbye, us.
Wait, randomly Cat's back. Mel's
Well,
loading in.
it's just loading.
What
this
is going
Discord
on?
rendering?
I don't know.
I don't know. I'll just
Whoa.
What
Whoa,
is
what?
Discord's
happening?
being weird.
Discord is being very odd today. I wonder if there's like something wrong.
We
Yeah.
have been having a lot of problems.
Hang on.
Yeah,
I'm
I'll just
gonna
be,
jump back
like,
out and jump back in.
very descriptive.
Wait, hang on.
of
I'll be in
Discord?
2 secs.
So long, farewell.
We're back.
Alligators
I don't
and
know why it did
goodbye.
that, but it's back now.
Oh. Hi guys.
Sorry, I don't know what happened there.
Hey, now we're back. We got it working. Okay, we're here. Yeah, and probably about 3 or 4 minutes later, all of his dreads are just down on the ground around his feet, and he has like this tiny little like dread stumps. That you get the sense that with a little bit of effort you could probably untangle. But his hair is significantly shorter, and he kind of like, wow, my neck is like really cool right now.
weren't you like really sweaty under all of that?
I mean, it's just part of the job, you know? It didn't really bother me all that much. So anyways, about those rooms. It was the 2, right?
Yes, I
The
believe we'll do
one,
2 rooms.
I believe.
Oh,
Are we going to?
Or
I
was it the
mean, what's
1?
the price difference?
I don't know. What do you want? What do you think is
You
fair?
don't
Guys,
know.
we get to just decide how much we pay for our rooms.
I mean, like
normal.
fair, you know?
I mean, do I get a discount because I give you a haircut? Like services rendered?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, well, I'll take a nice room. Aery and I, will take a double. Do you have like a honeymoon suite?
I mean, we could try to put something together, but yeah.
Okay, but a honeymoon suite with separate beds, please.
My wife,
Okay.
she doesn't want to sleep in the same bed with me.
This is going to be a very short-lived marriage.
Yeah, here. Why don't you just come with me and you can check it out? And he gets up and just like leaves the dreads on the floor around this stool, like the crime
Yeah, well,
scene.
I'm not cleaning it up, so.
Oh dear.
And he walks towards the back, and you can see that there are a couple of tunnels leading further down into the ground where the walls are kind of like slick, but they're worn smooth. Almost as if these used to be like almost underground rivers through the rock. And as he kind of leads his way back, you pass by a couple of chambers, and there are just like curtains pulled in front of some of these chambers. He gets to one room and is like, all right, so this is like our 4-person room. We only have like 2 beds in here right now, but we can get some more. And it's sort of just this large, spacious cavern. There aren't any windows, and there's just the like curtain in front of the hallway door. But there's like just a tiny little rickety wooden dresser. You can see that there are candles sort of placed in different locations and like niches in the walls. Uh, Lights out are 2 hours after sundown, and then I handle the lights at dawn, so you don't need to worry unless you're getting up before dawn. So
Unlikely.
yeah, people are usually late risers here, but sometimes we get early birds.
Cool. So, like, if you want to make us a honeymoon suite, just bring us maybe like some flowers and wine and chocolate, and then we'll call it a day.
Yeah, I don't think we have any chocolate here. But yeah, I could do like wine and flowers and stuff, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. If that's the best you could do.
Yeah.
It'll work, I suppose.
Sick.
Thank you.
So what do you think you're gonna pay for it?
She's gonna look at Aery because Eminence has no concept of monetary value.
Stream
Uh-oh.
kaboom.
Stream went boom again.
Leave.
While we're waiting for
Hey.
that to fix itself, all I
That's
can
for
think of is
fixed.
it's one banana. What could it
That's
cost?
exactly
Oh,
what I was
it's $10.
thinking as well.
That's what I was thinking too.
'Cause I don't
The
know.
money is in the banana stand.
Yeah, Aery doesn't know what cheap things cost.
Yeah, I feel like if just Eminence and Aery have to decide on the value of a room, we're gonna give him like a platinum.
I was thinking like a bronze.
Okay.
Wow.
If this is what I think this room is worth.
He asked the question. What are you feeling?
I don't know, like somewhere in between one bronze and one platinum. I don't know, just like one gold.
Yeah, Eminence will
wide
like
range.
reach into a coin purse and like touch the platinum, and Aery's like touch a gold, and Aery's like slowly pull out one, and like, am I reaching for another one?
The
No,
hard part
one-
is that like he's across from you, like looking at you go through all of this, and he's just got like that same like calm, placid expression that is completely unreadable.
Do you own this place or you just work here?
Oh, I mean, technically it's owned by like, the hills, but I kind of run it.
Do
Oh,
you make much
dear.
profit?
I mean, we get by, yeah.
So do you want a lot of money or do you just don't seem to care?
I mean, the money would let me do cool things for the guests, but it's fine.
Well, just give him a gold. I don't know.
This is yeah, I'll hand it over, but mentally I am making a note that we have not discussed the length of time we're staying.
Yeah.
So, like, if I just give him a gold and we just stick around until he asks for more, like, we could get some real value out of this. He'll probably forget we're here.
Yeah. I don't think he cares enough to ask, so yeah.
Sure. One gold down.
Awesome.
Done.
He takes the gold and cool. And like from his giant baggy pants pulls out like a small coin purse and he puts it in, and you can see the coin purse has coins of a whole bunch of different varieties. Again, they're all like bronze, silver, gold. You do see a single platinum piece in there. But all of the coins are like minted in different locations. So they're kind of from this big variety. So he puts that in and is like, yeah. And pulls out like 2 silver and hands them back to you and is like, for services rendered.
Awesome.
Sick.
I don't think a haircut's
Nice.
worth 2 silver, so sweet.
So I'm gonna get like some sheets and stuff and like blankets. Um, yeah, and I'll set your friends up in another room as well.
Did you just leave them in the lobby?
We left
Yeah.
ourselves in the lobby.
This is why we can't be unsupervised.
Like 2 minutes later, Randall comes back. He loads you up with some fresh sheets, pillows, towels, blankets, like the whole thing. And you can see that the sheets are clean and freshly laundered. They smell fresh. They smell nice. They aren't like old or ratty in any way. They do seem to be well maintained. A minute later, he comes back out to you, Natalie, and Oriana. He's like, "All right, so your friends are in like the honeymoon suite or something. I can put you like across the hall in like a 2-bed.
That
And we can
sounds
turn
perfect.
Yeah, we can turn that into a honeymoon suite too if you want."
That is unnecessary.
All right, sick. And he kind of leads you down the same pathway, and again, you kind of go down this darkened corridor until you get to this sort of cavern room. And there are two small bed frames already placed in the room. So after a moment, he comes back with some pillows, sheets, blankets, that sort of thing. Yeah, so lights out is 2 hours after sunset, and you don't have to worry about lighting it during the day. It's like super dark in here at night, because I light it at dawn. So yeah, is there anything that y'all need?
I think we're good.
Yeah. How much do you think? How much do you want to pay for staying?
I'm gonna look to Oriana. I got no idea.
We're not certain yet how long we'll be staying for.
Yeah, no worries. Take your time.
Oriana is going to hand over 1 gold.
Oh, nice. And again, he pulls out the coin purse, pockets it. Yeah, no problem.
Can Aery like pop out of the room across the hall and be like, "Oh, where do we get food around here?
Oh yeah,
Any
so we've got like snacks and stuff that we serve.
No, like food.
Yeah, no, I know. There's Tangbuche up at the top of the hill usually does food. They're pretty good.
Usually does food. Do they sometimes not do food?
I mean, they haven't not since I've been here, so I guess it's a question of perspective.
Yeah, what perspective?
If they
What
only
is the
do it.
perspective in which this place does not serve food?
I mean, maybe if it breaks down or something, I don't know. But it's pretty good.
Okay.
They get everything fresh locally from the spore walls.
If Ramsey what?
The spore walls. You know, like mushrooms and stuff.
Ew, what sort of food do they... What?
I mean, we also have like lamb and beef and I don't know, like meat if you want to eat meat.
I mean, yeah, like normal food would be good. I don't know to eat anything out of a spore wall. That sounds disgusting.
I mean, it's actually pretty good, but yeah, no problem, man.
Okay. Is there anywhere else or just that one place?
I mean, Tangbuche really caters to a lot of people. There's like a tiny food stand over by Fibulous, the Fibulous Springs. There on the north side of the crater. Um, Sometimes they do some food.
Yeah, I'm not even going to ask. Sounds great. Thank you so much for your
I
help.
just love the laughing expressions. Yeah. Yeah, welcome to Tangbuche Spa. Enjoy your stay.
Spelling,
Thanks,
please.
bye.
Wait, did the spa have the same name? Like, is the spa and the restaurant one establishment?
No, they are different. So this is the Tangbuche Spa. The
Okay.
place that he mentioned had food was the Tangbuche Monastery.
Okay.
Are you
Spelling,
hungry? I'm kind of
please.
hungry. That place sounded gross, but I'm really hungry. I don't want to eat rations again.
Surely it will be better than rations.
He said spore wall. That sounds... What?
It said there was lamb.
Isn't that like what mushrooms are, though?
Yeah, but you have to put it like that.
Yeah, why did he
mean-
say it's so gross?
You meant to call it a shroom wall? I feel like that has a different connotation.
He could have just not told me where the mushrooms come from, so I didn't have to think about it. Because they're all kind of gross in the end.
It is at exactly this point that Natalie regrets ever going adventuring.
Who would have thought she would end up
This
like
moment.
with these people?
You can always try the other place he mentioned.
Well, shouldn't we be trying the place that those guys are gonna go? So
Well, we don't know
Where
where
are
they've
they?
gone.
I
Yeah.
assume they will
Should
go
look
to the
for
place
them?
with the food.
The place that usually has food, or the place that sometimes has food? I feel like with the way everything here is set out, we could probably walk past them and see if we spot them.
I think we should do that. Plus, we can like suss out the area.
True. Can't hurt to take a walk around. We still need to ask about the things, the disappearances. Saying that quietly in case anyone else is in the room. But
I mean, it's
I
a
think the other
hostel,
guy walked out.
and there aren't doors. Like, you can hear other people talking in their rooms, but
Well, then,
it's
yeah,
just kind of
just
an open
relatively
area.
quietly.
Yeah.
Assuming that disappearances are probably like something that people know about. It's not like it's going to be weird that we're looking into them.
Oh, should we have asked that weird guy?
And we can always ask him on the way out,
I
right?
have a feeling he may not have noticed if someone disappeared literally standing right in front of him.
It's true.
But we can always ask on the way out.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's ask a couple people on the way out, and maybe some people who've been here for a bit or something. I don't know.
Sure. So as you make your way back out into the common area, you do see the human and the half orc have kind of found like this little corner in the area, and they're back to talking to themselves. They do notice the two of you, or sorry, they notice the four of you come out, specifically looking at Aery for a moment. Before continuing their conversation, you can see Randall is like cleaning up the remains of his dreads from next to the stool. Mm, Trying to dispose of them.
Trying.
Ostensibly, he'll succeed.
I'd hope.
I'm just leaving opportunity for further excitement.
The suspense. Yeah, I guess like it's gonna be really awkward if we just hang around waiting because those guys don't look like they're moving. Like, what if they
Yeah,
have
they're
their
just
own
chilling.
food? They're just gonna sit there all night.
Also, ask them if. Just be like, oh, we're new here. We're looking for somewhere to eat. Can you recommend anywhere? Good conversation opener.
Well, hi there. I couldn't help but hear that you're new here. And as you turn around, there is
Oh
just
dear.
this like half giant of a man, like steps through from underneath. His head is kind of at a funky angle. Hello. How are you?
Hi.
Hello.
My name's Thrinarv.
Thrinarv.
Yeah,
I'm
Thrinarv
Natalie.
Large Gut.
Sorry, what was your
Thrinarv Large Gut.
name?
Like a large belly.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. You're okay with us calling you that?
I mean, most people just call me by my first name, but that's up to you.
I guess it depends.
I I couldn't help but hear that you're new here. If you have any questions or want to know anything, feel free to ask.
Are you like a guide?
No,
Do you live here?
no. I've just vacationed here every summer of my life, which has been 204 years at this point. Yeah.
Why do you keep coming
Wow.
back here?
Ah, the hot springs really help relax my muscles. And you can see he kind of like rolls his shoulders a bit, and the physical like volume of muscle as he like rolls his arm kind of ripples a little bit under his shirt.
Hmm. Okay. Uh, well, have you heard any rumors about people disappearing?
Oh yeah, they're not rumors. They're pretty straightforward. Just
Oh,
don't be
so
don't be in Ridden's Dredge at midnight. That's pretty much it.
where?
Where? Sorry.
Oh yeah, Ridden's Dredge. It's on the west side of the crater over there.
Is that
It's
like a particular spring or like a place?
oh no, it's like so it's like an insane asylum, but people aren't really like crazy, like a old folks home for the people who just kind of go soft in the end. But sometimes we do get some weird sometimes we do get some weird ones.
Wait, so it's like a palliative care home, and people keep
Yeah.
disappearing from there?
Oh
Are
no,
those people still in?
everybody who was in there at midnight disappears.
So they just like rotate residents every night.
Oh no, people don't live there right now.
Oh.
So it's like an abandoned asylum.
I guess currently, yeah, it kind of is.
I
Right.
can see why you think this is a lovely vacation spot.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's Ori, there's Akbanak, there's Von Bjor, there's Aria, there's Quinn. Let's see. Harrod, Talvir, Hadrian. Yeah, those are all the people that kind of stayed in that area. And there's like some other people there too who are gone.
That's quite a lot of people. How long has this been happening?
Ooh, I don't know. I'd say maybe around a month or so.
Oh
That's
boy.
Maybe
quite
a
a lot
bit
of people in
more.
quite a
Yeah.
short amount of time.
Did everyone go
Uh,
missing on the same night, or like slowly everyone would be taken away?
Oh, I mean, the stories, I wasn't here when people first disappeared, but the stories say that at first it was just all of the people that were there were just not there the next day. So people went to investigate and try to find some things and they didn't find anything. And then, gosh, I don't really know how we found out, but apparently if you're in the Ridden's Dredge at midnight, you're just not there in the morning.
And they never showed up at all? Like people don't come back later, like
No,
not
never found
remembering?
them.
Hmm.
Honestly, we thought they just went out into the hills on like a field trip or something, but no tracks or anything.
Why would you think that?
I didn't think it. Though that does sound like a good idea. I might go hiking tomorrow.
Okay. It's like a weird response, I think, to everything going on, but you do you.
Yes, does anyone around here seem particularly concerned by the
Oh no.
excessive amount of okay.
Well, they'll turn up. Sometimes you misplace people. Sometimes you don't.
I see.
I guess most of the time you don't. Hey. Huh.
Yeah,
Never thought of it
mostly
like
you
that.
don't displace large amounts of people who were in your care, but
Yeah.
hey,
I am so tempted to like stab him in the thigh or something and see if he reacts.
is he real?
He's just like, oh no. Oh,
Oh yeah.
this is creepy.
Well,
So,
thank you so
anyways,
much for your help.
if oh yeah, no problem. If you're looking for any other places to explore, well, there's the Salt Anvil, which is delicious, but I don't recommend just like licking the anvil. There's Fibulous Springs, which is on the northern side of the crater. It's kind of like there's like an old folk tale about it. It's a nice little tourist destination. You've already seen the pot right here in the center. Springs are the Grand Prismatic Springs, where the rocks are kind of all colorful and whatnot.
That
And
sounds
geyser
cool.
spray.
An
That sounds
out
lovely.
of character question.
Yeah.
Fibulous Springs is the place that sometimes has food?
Yes,
The-
according to Randall.
Okay. Okay, now in character,
Mhm.
I would like to inquire about the folktale.
Mhm.
What can you tell us about the Fibulous Springs folktale? If we
Oh
felt
yeah.
like going to look.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I'd love to show you if you've got some time. It really is a story that goes better with the presentation. You know.
Ariana's gonna shoot a look to everybody else like, oh no.
We don't have to pay you for this, do we?
I mean, not if you want to.
Not if we don't want to?
Or that.
Okay,
Can I
well,
say
we're not
that?
going to pay you. So, if you want to
That's
show us
okay with
around, you can
me.
do that, but it's not like a service or anything.
Oh yeah, sure.
We
Alrighty then. I'm gonna go put on a jacket because it gets kind of cold at night. And he
Also,
turns around and just like crouches down into the hallway and is like almost on hands and knees going back down this tunnel.
I don't know if I'm out of touch or everyone we meet these days is just weird.
this place is rather strange.
Everyone seems very breezy
Yeah, too chill. People who
and
are
not in a
leasing.
regular kind of carefree.
maybe it's something in the water.
Yeah. Do we feel any different since we arrived? Like,
Sure.
if I decide to like have my first introspective moment in a very long time, do I feel more relaxed than I ordinarily would?
You know, you do feel a little bit more relaxed. It's not like you feel like your head is being messed with or any different way. Like it was just the hot springs were very relaxing and
Guys,
it is just kind of like a chill vibe.
guys, I don't know if you know this about me, but I can be like slightly highly strung at times. You probably haven't noticed. But I it I does anyone else feel different here?
Not really.
I mean, I guess I
Asking
feel relaxed, but we just
asking
did
for
go into hot spring.
specifically, yeah, because Oriana did not go in the water. Does
Hmm.
she feel any different?
You you don't feel quite as much as if like yeah, you do feel a little bit more relaxed.
Hmm.
Like your shoulders are just a little less tight. You actually catch yourself like letting your posture relax a little bit. And then you're just like, hmm?
Honestly, yes. Which is a little disconcerting now that you bring it up.
Yes, and now that I know you're relaxed, I'm extremely concerned.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
I wouldn't say I'm relaxed, but maybe after a week I would be.
Should we perhaps not stay here for an extended period of time? Because I don't want to suddenly turn around and like Natalie's gone and I'm like, oh well.
I feel like Natalie is already the most chill of us.
You think that?
Why would you possibly think that? I'm the one who
Yeah.
uses anger as a literal weapon.
Yes.
Yeah, she's usually like stressed out at best, which obviously has nothing to do with us and our behavior.
Though I do think that's a very good point. But if these things happen at midnight, right? Why don't we go and suss out this place tomorrow during the day so we have plenty of time to look around for anything sus? And why don't we just hang out till midnight if we find out anything cool? See
Would
what
you
comes
be
at
saying
us.
that if you weren't slightly more relaxed? Slightly
Yes.
less relaxed.
I've always wanted to stay somewhere haunted. Maybe it's something like that. Spooky ghosts?
What if we disappear?
Well, we gotta go somewhere, right? At least we'll go somewhere together.
Yeah, last time we went somewhere, it was hell, and the time before that, it was like a weird. I don't know if what even that was, like shadow realm full of trees that wanted to beat the shit out of us. I don't know really if I want to go to like a miscellaneous place.
And I do recall last time some of us disappeared into the Feywild and some of us did not. So there's no guarantee we would all end up in the same place.
Where is your sense of adventure? This sounds like a wonderful idea.
This is why I think she's the most chill of us.
I think she just has less to live for.
Yeah, look, fair.
Brutal.
I say that with so much love, Natalie, but you know, it's kind of like...
Look, regardless, then I think it's a good idea that we check it out tomorrow. Give us plenty of time, do it first thing in the morning, so we are nowhere near that midnight time. And then, maybe by then I kind of convince you that staying the night in a potentially haunted place could be a fun idea.
Honestly, I regrettably think that your plan is like the only one, because talking to people and getting information isn't going to happen.
If they obviously don't care enough to really pay much attention, I don't imagine we're going to get much without actually just looking at the site.
Yeah.
I agree. But I think we should not spend too long in town. Like, if we don't find answers tomorrow, I think we should sleep elsewhere the next night.
Did we see much? I don't really remember. I mean, I guess we could spend a little time and go back out to that fishing village. But
We
I
could
imagine
always
you're gonna
try camping. This guy seems like, well, this establishment seems like it would rent you some pillows. It could be glamping.
I
Bring a
don't...
whole load.
Yeah, glamping is kind of like its own thing. It's not just camping, but having a pillow.
I was
It's
thinking
got to
like
be
an
glamorous, or
entire
what is the point?
pillow fort.
Ariana, is
No.
it possible for us to buy some kind of we talked about the hut thing. Is that like a magical tent that we can buy so that we don't have to have this conversation every time? Is that a thing?
Are you asking me?
Oh, no. In character asking Oriana, not seriously looking for a response. It's more just every time that we suggest something, it's like, I don't want to stay there. It's like, well, can we just bring it with us?
Why are half of our parties big babies who refuse to stay outside?
I mean, I did bring that up before, but because it's not something that Oriana can do, as her kind of spellcaster, so maybe there's a magical scroll of something.
Of glamping tent.
Yep.
Why don't we just figure this out really fast and get out of here?
I mean, I like that idea the best.
We're already doing that, but sure.
Oh, hey, I
So-
got my
Go
coat.
investigating.
Are you all ready to go on a quick trip?
Yep. Let's head
Yeah,
to Fibulous
let's do that.
Springs.
While
Yeah.
my voice just did something weird.
Voice
While we
just
were
did
having
something
this
weird.
conversation, did the half orc and the human, are they still in the corner or have they left?
Yeah, they're still in the corner. They're just chilling.
Still in the corner. I wish I could do anything to have a spell to spite on them, but I literally don't have anything that can do that, even if I didn't have an equip today. It's just not a thing that I can do.
Mhm.
Yeah, I guess we're ready to go.
The
Awesome.
best I can do is mind spike. Shouldn't do that.
Don't want that.
Nope.
Great. So, Thrunarv leads the way outside of the chamber, and oh, hey, Randall. And Randall's like, hey. And they pass each other on the way out. Stepping outside, Thrunarv leads you to the north side of the crater, past the location that was pointed out to you as the Tangbuche Monastery, the place that serves food, usually. Thrunarv kind of, as he's walking, points over. Okay, yeah, so that right there, that's the Tangbuche Monastery. That's sort of like the center of religious fulfillment for this whole area, for the people who find spiritual meaning in all of the relaxation that they're able to get from these hot springs. It's really kind of a nice place. Very quiet, very relaxed, but part of their whole thing is they want to share their bounty with as many people who are willing to come on by and enjoy it. So they prepare food for just about the whole darn town. They're pretty great. They managed to get a whole lot of mushrooms down from the spore walls down from the south side of the crater, which is a great time. I highly recommend checking out the spore walls. It's like being inside of an aquarium and looking out. It's just wild. Oh man. Um, and he keeps on walking and sort of continues past the Tangbuche Monastery, which you can see is sort of like leveled into the top of this crater, and it actually appears to have been almost hollowed out. As you kind of walk up and look past, you see on the other side of the crater there are actually windows looking out at the other side of the hill. Like someone went into this triangular peak of the crater and sort of hollowed out a whole floor level. And you can see there are a whole bunch of different tables set up, and already there's starting to be a little bit of a crowd building. Um, Either way, you are led over the top where you get a view once again of the rest of the crater of the pot behind you. You can see the remaining hillside is again this sort of like rocky, hilly terrain, this dense green moss and lichen covering rocks, and in some places where there appears to be water flow, sort of thick green foliage coming from these small rivulets of water that are trickling down these narrow valleys and canyons nearby. Yeah, so the Fibulous Spring is just in the next crater over here. Um, and you can see that he points over, and even from this view, you can see these like strange white shapes at the bottom of the next valley. That right there is the Fibulous Spring. So, a legend has it there was this prince who was this very, very powerful figure. And he starts walking down the hill towards these strange white figures. This prince here, he managed to fall in love with a local farmer's daughter. And that was a really big deal back then because the prince was supposed to marry into another rich family to try to get wealth for his family and all of that. So this prince, he falls in love with this old farmer's daughter, and the two of them, they decide to get married. So the legend says the two of them got married just down here, and as an act of revenge, his father, the king of some kingdom or whatever, decided to smite them down with the power of some kind of. I mean, it really depends who you believe, but the power of some entity or whatever. And so this is kind of this is yeah, oh my god. This is how we have the Fibulous Springs named after Prince Fibulous. And at this point, as you kind of get towards the bottom of this crater, you can see these strange white shapes. Um, they are almost like pillars rising up about 6 or 7 feet of white limestone, multiple distinct pillars with these strange sort of like bulbous shapes. And as you look, it really does look like two of the pillars are holding hands. And from the top of the pillars, water is like pouring out and cascading over the limestone. Um, sort of like arrayed in front of these two, sort of at the priority center of the Fibulous Springs, you can see a procession of about 7 or 8 of these other pillars, each like sort of roughly vertical humanoid shaped, but maybe different heights. Like one of them is about 3 or 4 feet tall. One of them, or a bunch of them, are around 6 feet tall. And they all have like this white limestone cascading over the top. So the legend says this is the story of Prince Fibulous and his wife. So this is the Fibulous Springs. I mean, I could have just told you their stones look like people and there's a legend attached, but now that you see it, it's like a whole presentation, right?
It's
Yeah,
much more
actually pretty
impressive.
cool.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Lovely. Thank you for
Mhm.
showing us.
Oh yeah, yeah.
mean-
I'll go
Oh, you
ahead.
go.
No, I did. I was just going to continue on with the conversation.
I was just going to say it's nice that this prince has some integrity and married his love instead of giving in to the whims of his family. So it's nice to see that at least princes in like legends aren't complete douchebags.
Oh yeah.
I want
But
to
he got
insight check
smote
that
into
comment.
for Aery.
Yep, absolutely. There was too much sass in that comment for
That
me.
was bitter.
That was a loaded comment.
I don't have good
Is this-
insight.
Is this a deception, Aery, or is this just a biting remark?
Oh no, not a deception. Yeah, they can incite it.
Yep.
I'm actually going to roll above a 10, so that's a 7, so that makes it a 9.
9. Aery's feeling a little sassy today.
I am used to that, so, you know.
I don't know what the threshold would be, but he is speaking from like experience. So
Could just be like you read a book one day that like the prince
Yeah.
ended up with like the going with the family instead of the love interest. Like could be that
Yeah.
kind of
Oh,
vibe.
like
instead.
a romantic novel?
Yeah, yeah.
How dare the prince choose Sir Winifred? Of all of the people. Anyways. Oh yeah, so this is the Fibulous Springs. Ridden's Dredge is over on what did I say? The west side of town? Yeah. Um yeah. It's a nice place, you know, when there's people there. Let's see. Tangbuche. Oh yeah, the Grand Prismatic Spring. That's over on the eastern side of town. That's a lot of fun.
Do you think you said that the yikes, what was it called? Ridden's Dredge. That was on the west
Oh,
of the
yeah.
crater, yeah?
Oh yeah.
Can you see it from here at all?
I mean, if we get up on the crater,
Is that a super
we'll
big
have to
walk from
hike
here?
back up. It's like 15 minutes, you know?
could go
I
for a
would love
light
to
hike.
see it just
Oh
to
yeah.
get an
Sure.
idea.
And he turns and starts walking back up the crater that you guys just came from.
Sure. Yeah.
Sweet. So 15 minutes later, north. What did I say? East. Great. It's funny, I had all of these locations in my head and I didn't give them a cardinal direction until this session. So I want to make sure I'm consistent.
I know the feeling, don't worry.
Yeah, so you head back up the lip to the top of the crater, and from there you look back down onto the interior, and from like the northernmost lip of the crater, you are above the Tangbuche Monastery. You see that people are starting to make their way up to the monastery. The sun is starting to dip a little bit lower. It's not quite 6 o'clock or 5 o'clock just yet, but it's starting to get towards that time of evening where people are going to start looking for dinner. Yeah, so if we just come right on over here, and he starts to like loop around the edge of the crater, staying near the top, and you can see that like a little walkway has basically been worn around, and he walks you over to the western side of the crater, where finally he points over. You can see that off in the distance there is the what is it? Not tier, but the river. Yeah, you do see Pike's Tier, which is the river, to the west. But before that, that's probably like, I don't know, maybe half a day, 3/4 day travel to get to the river. Um, you do see sort of like this sort of like large flat area where there's like this almost grassy knoll. And at the base of that, you can see a cavern descending down into this hillside facing towards the east. Um, that is dark.
So we can't see a lot.
So it's inside the dark cavern, that space there?
Oh yeah. Everybody lives inside of the caves around this area.
Hmm.
Ah.
Well, good to know.
The fucking GIF that you sent keeps on looping. I can't. Need to hide it. Scroll it up. There we go.
Well, yes, thank you for the tour.
Oh yeah.
Yes,
I
you're
mean,
quite a natural tour guide.
I can show you around if you want to go walk on down and take a look. No, I don't expect it'll be too interesting.
Yeah, I don't know whether, the rest of the party will be that excited about it. You know? Could be lots of dust and spider webs and things,
I mean, it's only been a month, hey.
A month is a long time for spider webs. Depends what season you are.
That's true, yeah. It could be a lot of spider webs, yeah.
I'm only saying that to prolong the conversation because Jimmy isn't here at the moment and Aery is probably the only one we need to worry about.
Fun
Wait.
anecdote from our childhood. When I was a kid, even though I'm older, Jimmy and I, when we went walking through woods and stuff, I would send her along in front of me with a stick to get rid of spider webs. Which is where this is coming from. Oriana is going to be like, we could walk ahead and get rid of spider webs if really necessary.
Yeah.
Hey, that is a fun anecdote.
Mm.
Thank you for sharing that. That's pretty nice.
I'm going to say that was an Ori Emmy story.
It was definitely Ori getting rid of the spider webs for Emmy.
Yeah.
So to fill
Amazing.
Jimmy in, I've forgotten how to say their name. I've got Thrinarv.
Yeah, Thrinarv.
Thrinarv has
half giant tour guide.
has offered to take us in to have a look at Ridden's Dredge.
Oh, cool.
But don't know whether Aery would be keen for it. So
Yeah.
it's in a
He wants
cavern.
to get it over and done with, so.
And it's also not near midnight. It's like 5-6 o'clock. So
Yeah, which is too early for dinner. So I say we go down.
yeah,
Yeah,
let's
why
do
not?
some pre-dinner entertainment, shall we?
Yeah. So he starts walking down, and it's about a 10-minute or so walk down the side of the crater and across the field to
Quickly
this
though,
cavern.
sorry. Should he be so excited about going in there? I know this is a fairly chill person, but like, there have been people disappearing. Should he be
Aha,
still?
too late now. No, I'm kidding.
Well, I feel like it's like, is there like a jump in his step or something?
No, he just seems to genuinely be happy to
Sure.
show y'all around.
Okay. Let's go then.
You can insight check him if you want.
I'll try it. Can't guarantee I'm getting
Sure.
anything over a 10.
Absolutely.
What do I have? +2? Yeah, it's an 11. It's over 10.
11. As far as you can tell, he just appears to be an effervescent individual.
When you come here on your holidays every year, do you always come alone? Or do you have a family or friends that you holiday with?
Oh yeah, I used to come here with my dad, but he passed away a while ago.
And you haven't had anyone since then?
Nope.
You
Lost
just make
my...
friends with people when you come here?
Oh yeah.
Why don't you make friends at home and then bring them to your holiday?
You know, that's a really good idea.
I have so many. You can have that one for free.
Yeah, thank you. That's a good one there. I mean, there is Renard. He's a pretty cool dude. Yeah, we drink, but he's tiny, so I drink more than him.
I mean, that's okay. Not everybody drinks the same amount. You can still be friends.
Oh, no, yeah, I'm not saying his size is any sort of reason for us to not be friends or his volume of drinking. I'm trying to share information about him as an individual.
Oh, thank you. We don't know the guy though, so it's context will only go so far.
Oh, yeah, that kind of makes sense. So, anyways, here we are. You
That
find
was just
yourselves.
me trying to gauge if he was like befriending us to kill us or if he just is lonely.
Oh. And what's the verdict?
I think he's just lonely.
So you arrive now at this sort of large entrance to this cavern, and once again, you can see it's got that similar sort of like hollowed out uh, atmosphere, like a river running through tunnel. Like at some point, water went through these hills more than Pike's Tier, far to the west. But on the inside, it is pitch black. It looks like a rather large cavern from what you can see, but the sun is setting in the west, and you are looking westward into the cavern. So you have no light source guiding in. And with your dark vision, you can see it looks like it was reasonably well lived in. You do see tables and chairs and a couple of rugs as well, but no people, no lights, no food, just empty.
So it doesn't look like people were doing something and then disappeared. It looked like everything was kind of like stopped.
From the entrance, it's kind of hard to tell. You would have a much easier time going inside and looking. You can try to make that check now if you'd like, but that would be at disadvantage.
No, I think I'll just like wait to see what we see.
Sure.
I guess,
So
yeah, have
you're-
like a general view before going too detailed, right? Like the walking tour, and then we go back and look properly.
Yeah, so this is like I guess the central sitting area. It's got a pretty good breeze that comes in from over the hill, so it's really, really well ventilated. It's nice. I've considered staying here before, but I'm not crazy.
Yeah, the disappearing
That's
at midnight makes
certainly
that
good
pretty
to know.
hard.
Oh yeah, I mean the disappearances and all of that's like a whole thing, but just as like a place to stay.
Hmm.
Are we going in?
I'm going to, start wandering in. I
Yeah.
would like to sort of, as I approach the entrance, have a real good look around and see if I'm noticing anything weird, anything out of the ordinary.
Sure, make an investigation check as you enter in.
Oh, that's a 10. Oh, what is my investigation? Pretty sure I am an idiot. Oh, okay, it's 12.
12. Yeah, as you enter inside, you see that it appears to be reasonably well maintained. Aside from most recently disuse, um, it the chairs are nice. There aren't like any splinters or broken bits of wood. The tables are kept pushed up against the wall with the chairs kind of propped up next to them. You see that the rugs still look rather well maintained and well cared for. You don't see any signs of food, but you do see a couple of different hallways leading further in past this main foyer sitting area.
And in terms of signs of disuse, does it seem as if no one has been in here for a month, like dust accumulation and things like that? Or does it
There
seem too
is
clean?
there is a small amount of dust accumulation, but you can, even with like a 12, you can see that there have been footprints. People have been coming and going in this place. It's not like people just disappeared and they were like, fuck it, we'll never go again. Like, people have come to check it out and look around and see what they can see as well.
It all seems pretty normal so far, guys.
No one has detect magic or anything, do they? I don't think I do. That would be too useful. No, I don't.
No, I don't have like anything that would dispel magic or anything either. I only have counterspell.
Same.
I have axe.
Every DM's favorite spell.
I actually do have detect magic, but because it hasn't been a day we decided to do this today, I don't have it equipped. I had all my traveling spells. If we'd done this tomorrow,
Yeah.
something that I might have thought of. but not today.
Well,
We can look tomorrow, I guess. Can I just like see if there looks like any like there's no like weird like glyphs written anywhere or anything like obviously spooky that looks like it's
There
going on?
doesn't appear to be anything obviously spooky.
Hmm.
On one of the walls, kind of near the entrance, you can see like rough portraits of some of the people that were staying there, and there are like little stars etched in under the months for these individuals, like almost like an elementary school.
Huh.
actually, as being raised the way I was raised, I'd probably have a pretty good idea of like runes and things and like the ways that a place could be marked and cursed. Can I like kind of wander around and pull some rugs aside and move the
Yeah.
paintings and see if there's anything hidden?
Absolutely. Make an investigation check.
Watch for eyes in the
That's nice.
paintings that are moved.
20, but
Uh-huh.
18 plus 2.
18 plus 2, 20. Yeah. You go around and you pull the rug out from under a couple of different places. The floor is worn smooth and clean. Um, you go to a painting and you pull off the side, and as you do, there are, in fact, strange runes and. No, that's crayon. That's just a lot of crayon behind the painting.
Hmm.
You look around under a few more paintings, under some more rugs, under tables and chairs, and you don't find any runes or glyphs that stand out to you based on your history.
There's nothing obviously demonic going on here.
You do notice you're not quite as relaxed.
Hmm.
It's just the world seems just a little bit sharper.
Kind of weird.
So, do you want to like check out the individual rooms? I think Paranel already went through, until she disappeared as well. But
It's Paranel?
oh, she's the town sheriff.
The sheriff disappeared.
Oh yeah, she investigated and did a whole bunch of stuff. She was looking for any sort of evidence or anything like that, and she was here taking care of business under the instruction from old Maeve and Jed. But I guess she decided to stay the night, and wasn't there the next morning.
Why aren't you more concerned about this? That's a really big deal.
I'm sure she'll turn up. She's pretty handy.
How long has she been gone?
Oh, I think about a week or so.
You think she's just going to turn up?
Maybe.
So just for me, because Oriana wouldn't have forgotten this fucking quickly. Everybody else disappeared a month ago. And the sheriff disappeared a week ago, is that right?
Yes.
Sorry if this was already covered when I was walking around. But are we able to see any, now knowing that, are we able to see any, like, because I imagine that, like, it has only been a month, but, like, certain things would have been disturbed in this place. Like, there would be, like, a fine layer of dust and whatnot. Are we able to kind of find out what's been most recently messed with and touched and such?
Sure. Give me an investigation check.
I'm not good at investigation.
Oh,
Fine.
Just
rage
died
quit the
again.
conversation.
Ah! Everything is green.
Oh no.
I hate
Stream
this so
kaboom.
much.
I mean, appearing.
I need to know this being so bad.
It's the whole chat becomes green. Like every single person's camera green until I exit and come back into it.
Very weird.
Anyway,
Today has been
Okay,
just a teeny bit cursed.
Difficulties, yeah.
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 Super
Tech-wise.
cursed.
oh,
And
I
maybe
rolled,
monastery-wise.
and it made it a 19. No, it's a 16 because -1, not +2.
So 16?
Yeah, it's not opening my chat, but I rolled a 17 and it's -1, so 16.
Gotcha. So, looking around a little bit more, looking for recent disturbances, you can see that you and Emmy aren't. Emmy isn't the only one to have like checked behind paintings. You can see that some of the furniture has been moved. There are like drag marks as a couch has been like dragged away and then dragged back. Um, yeah, you can see like light footprints in the dust going further back into Ridden's Dredge, but it doesn't appear to. Nothing stands out to you as like I'm investigating this one spot in particular. It seems to just be a wide net.
Also, possibly if she was looking around and she was here longer, but I'd be keen to keep going and following those if everyone else is.
Yeah, I would like to look at the other rooms, the individual rooms.
Yeah.
I guess, yeah, and
So
keeping track
entering.
of those steps, like before anyone goes and disturbs stuff.
Yeah. So entering into the sort of first hallway where there appears to be the most steps, disturbing the dust. This is sort of like the residence wing. There are a couple of smaller caverns kind of partitioned off into individual rooms. But the thing that catches your attention is that some of these rooms have wooden doors and there is one very large door that appears to be made out of steel that is dented and like scratched and just worn.
What was the deal with this one?
Are you asking our friendly half giant
Hmm?
friend Thrive? Oh, I don't know. Hey, let's go take a look. Hey, do any of you have like a torch or something?
I can do this, and Aery will cast light.
Oh, nice. That is magical.
Yeah,
I'll
it's
have
literally
dark
magic.
vision.
It's absolutely enchanting. They just keep moving around. Yeah, that one over there, you can see that next to some of the doors, there's like a small, like almost like a wooden plaque that has like just a little bit of a personal flair to it. And you see there is like a small wooden plaque next to the iron, or sorry, the steel door. And he kind of approaches and looks at it. Oh yeah, that makes sense. This is Ox room.
Ooh,
Ak
why?
Ak Akbanak. He's he was he was an orc and he was apparently he was a pretty big fighter back in the day and he took one too many blows to the noggin, you know, and kind of went soft, but sometimes certain things would kind of set him off. So usually the door we keep the door open and he can come and go as he pleases and I say we, but when I've seen him around town, he's got enough sense of self to know when he's gonna have an attack, you know. So he goes in and closes the door. I don't even think it has a lock. And he kind of pulls at it and oh yeah, no, that's got a lock.
Interesting.
Oh, Ock's a great guy. A fantastic drinking buddy, but you know, he doesn't really talk so much, so it's kind of just a general emotional event more than a conversational one.
I mean, that sounds fine. It's a pity that he's missing and you won't get to see him on your trip.
Oh, I'm sure he'll turn up. Plus, there's
He
always
keeps
next
me.
year.
Yeah.
Yes, that reminds me. I meant to ask, how long have you been here on vacation so far? This year, I mean.
Oh, about 2.5 weeks. Around,
see.
yeah.
Back in Valater, when we were going through the forest, I'm pretty sure you said that it was the last winds of spring. So it's summer now, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Cool. Just checking.
Awesome.
Can't give me a throwaway comment and expect me to not remember it. I might
Details.
space sometimes when like something is happening immediately in the session, but 10 sessions ago, I'm all good, baby.
Oh yeah, all of these rooms here are, for all the people here. And he starts going around, and this one here, this one's Aery's. This one is Area. Oh yeah, here's Herod. I don't even know why we've got a door on this one. I tell you, that guy's a weasel. He gets out of anything. Talvir, Hadrian, Alexia. Yeah, good people. Can't wait to see him again. Area is
Uh-huh.
the best at puzzles. Oh boy. Doesn't talk too much, but you put a puzzle in her hand and whoo, she'll have it done in minutes.
Interesting.
Were all of these people some kind of remarkable in their youth? Excellent at puzzles, excellent at escaping, fantastic fighter.
Now that you mention it, I kind of see where you're going there. I don't really know. I mean, so Hadrian is just a kid. He's like 15.
I thought you said this place was for like aged people who are going a bit senile.
Yeah, it is. That's what its original purpose was. But I mean, with Quinn here, Quinn kind of he's the resident doctor for the area, so sometimes people stay here just to help under his care.
So Hadrian wasn't sick or anything. He was
He
working
had
here.
this he had this breathing thing. He kept on getting these attacks where he had difficulty breathing, and Quinn was trying to help him solve that.
I see.
So Hadrian, he's not touched at all. He's perfectly lucid. Just sometimes it's difficult with him and his breathing and having a doctor nearby.
So it was quite normal for him to spend the night here sometimes before,
Oh yeah,
say, a month ago.
yeah, yeah.
And he did stay here? He disappeared?
Well, nobody's seen him.
Hmm.
Does he have parents?
Oh yeah, they're back in town. Again, it's not a far walk. It's like 15 minutes.
Right.
Have his parents been looking for him?
Yeah, they've been looking like everybody else has, but nobody's turned up.
It's not just that the entire town, other than the sheriff, was like, they'll show up. People have been looking.
I mean, loosely, but yeah, people have been. We've sent out a couple of search parties in the hills nearby. It's just we've got our best tracker in the area looking around, and there aren't any footprints or anything.
Well, search parties come back.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
it's just whenever people stay here after midnight. Or is it at midnight? I think it's at midnight.
Or around, just like they sometimes serve food. Uh,
They usually.
was the tracker mentioned at any point in time while I was like fucked off and not sitting here?
I don't think so.
Or is this
I
new
think that's
No.
the first time he's mentioned them.
Who
Only specifically has mentioned it now that he is outside of the town.
who is this tracker?
Oh yeah, that's Fourth Wind Ashglade.
God, that's a name.
Don't judge my D&D names.
No, I just mean we're beginning like one word, like Hadrian. Oh no, Ashpenarch has two names actually. Or was
Oh
like
no,
everybody else is
that's
just
just one name.
infested? That's just one
Akbanak
name.
is yeah,
Oh,
it's just one.
is
But
Forthwind
we just call him
Ashblade one
Ak.
name?
No, that's two names.
Okay, but that's everybody else just seems to have a single name. Maybe they forgot them.
Well, no, people do have last names. Hadrian's last name is Fenwick, and both of the Fenwicks are back in town. I think the only person with one name is Tolvir, but she's a lizard woman, so. Well, if you listen to her, she says she's a doppelganger pretending to be a lizard woman.
Sorry, I'm just having a mini crisis.
what, what is going on?
You'll find out in a second. um. God, I had a question.
And now you don't. Derailed.
Yeah. Lily, what do you want? Lily, what do you want? When was the last time anybody saw the tracker?
She comes back into town every few days.
Is she around currently?
We can go back to town and check.
Okay.
I haven't seen her. If she'll be anywhere, she'll be at the Tangbuche Monastery for dinner.
I just remembered something.
Did you leave the oven on?
We are staying in a hostel, so we don't have an oven.
Oh, yeah.
But
I kind of meant
yeah.
like more before.
If any of us
Still no.
left an oven on, it was a very long time ago.
Yeah, the place is burnt down. It's been months.
It's a shame.
But no, earlier we had some people talking about some sort of, what was it, like cursed relic or something? Have you heard anything about that?
Wow. No.
No? Okay, well.
I mean, I don't really. No, nothing comes to mind.
No, that's okay. Hey, maybe they were just like talking like abstractly, like not about an actual thing. So don't even worry about it.
They
Oh, do you
encountered
think-
something cursed.
It could be like a metaphor, hey.
Yes. Maybe it is a metaphor.
Ah.
If it were, what do you think it would be a metaphor about?
A
Maybe
cursed
like,
relic?
yeah, maybe like a mother-in-law or something cursed, relic of an older time.
Yeah. Yeah, I think cursed mother-in-law, that's pretty funny. Or like an old auntie that just kisses just a little too much.
Oh, that's weird. I don't have an auntie like that.
Like an old cursed relic coming into town. Yeah, I see what you're
Yeah,
saying
that's super cursed. I think that could be on the money.
there. So yeah, I mean, here we are in an insane asylum and it's getting dark. Do you guys want to head back?
Yeah, we should probably get food.
I mean, why?
Yeah.
Why are you concerned about being in an insane asylum after dark?
You know, people have been disappearing.
So you'd say you're slightly worried about being here.
Generally, yeah. In
see.
a more abstract sense. I mean, if I could be anywhere right now, it would probably be at, Tangbuche getting some food and then going for a late night dip.
I mean, that sounds
Becking
lovely. We have
Monastery, I
plenty of
swear
time
to
do that.
God. I get it. We'll go join the cult, get some food, alright?
Is there anywhere else in here that we haven't looked at? We've looked at like the individual rooms and like a common area. Is there like
Yeah, so you haven't, to my knowledge, you haven't really like gone through the rooms.
But we
You're
were
just kind
gonna
of in this
come
hallway.
back tomorrow anyway
Yeah, I
because
think we're
of
just
the...
saying it, right?
I was just checking like how extensive this place is. Like, is there like, because I don't know if what's his face is coming back with us tomorrow. Is it, like there like a manager's room or the like admin kind of shit?
Yeah, absolutely. So there is like another wing where the tunnel kind of branches off. That is generally like you can see signs on the wall that are like "Don't mess around in here" and stuff like that. So you kind of get the sense that like this is the principal's office.
Don't run with
Um,
scissors.
yeah,
Don't
exactly.
mess around in here.
Yeah.
I'm picturing that in like the TVA style, like old school,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
really ominous, like 1984 style graphics. Don't mess around in here.
If you're a variant, prune yourself.
Yeah.
Um, Yeah, yeah, yeah. So you do find like some admin chambers, and there is like a general care room that looks to be where Quinn, the doctor, would do work. You can see there's like sanitized equipment in sealed glass jars. You can see that there are jars containing different ointments and herbs. Um, Sort of like this cot in the middle with a whole bunch of candles lit around the side of the room, or I should say not lit, but candle to
Have
provide light.
evidence of previously having been lit.
Yes, that one. Um, you do also see there is another chamber that looks to be like an admin chamber that just has a whole bunch of paperwork. And there are a couple of different boxes sort of stowed away in the corner that appear to be covered in straw on the top.
Might be where Ori was going with this anyway, but perhaps if there's ledgers of the patients, the people that were here, we could take those and have a look over them, make sure everything actually marries up. Names, dates.
I think we're because the investigation is open and all of that, it would the people in town kind of want to leave everything here, not tampering with the crime scene and all of that.
Nobody would need to know. And you
I
don't
mean,
have a
I know.
sheriff.
Well, the sheriff is here. Well, she was here. I
Precisely.
guess that's a good point.
Also, it's interesting that you kind of feel like this is a crime scene, but also like these people will just turn up. What do you think happened to them?
I don't know. Maybe they just decided to take a field trip and go walk for a bit.
Why
There
wouldn't they
weren't
tell
any
anyone?
tracks.
Yeah,
And
do you
why would
think
they
that
go in the
sounds
middle of the night
plausible?
for a month?
I don't know. I think it's kind of like have you ever heard of Schrodinger's panther?
No.
It's like you never really know until you know, you know? So until you know, sometimes it's okay to not know, you know?
Yes?
Exactly.
This doctor,
Okay.
And
right?
hoping for the best outcome instead of worrying about the worst.
Yeah, but you know what? It doesn't matter.
Yeah, okay.
What were you going to say, Natalie?
I was just gonna ask, this doctor, this Quinn, is the doctor, right?
Yeah. I think
Uh,
last name Woodleaf?
yeah, did they. Was there anyone who didn't agree with what they were doing here?
Not that I know of. Quinn was great. Got up into the pot gosh, a couple of years ago. I think about 3 or 4 years ago.
Most everyone was fine with it. They didn't mind. Like, they didn't, some kind of weird capitalist gremlin wasn't like, oh, you gotta charge people for that one.
Oh no, I think Quinn actually came from the big city, Andapolis, way up north.
Queen and Elf?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it sounded like some elf surname.
Last name Woodleaf. Yeah,
Yeah,
it
that's some
checks out.
elven shit.
Elves in their names, yeah. Yeah, so anyways, I mean, Quinn's pretty great. Kind of it takes a special kind of person to leave the big city and to treat sick people out here. So,
Yeah, for
you
sure.
know,
Just was wondering if anyone was not as keen,
No,
especially
everybody kind of
any
loved him. Yeah.
religious types.
You said that real weird. Like, is
I
there like some
sure did.
subtext?
Look, I'm very suspicious of this next place that we're going to, and I need as much information on this place as I possibly can before we
but
go there.
don't be too weird because I'm really hungry.
Fine, fine. I was just checking, but yes, obviously was doing good work here, and just seems strange that no one had any objections to someone doing that.
Doing what?
Being a
Good.
doctor.
Being a doctor, helping people, you know.
It's strange that helping people is.
Have you spoken to people? A lot of them have very strange ideas.
I
Yeah, they
Yeah.
don't
think
like seeing other people do well.
Jealousy, insecurity, all sorts
No,
of
yeah,
things.
we don't really have problems like that out, here at the pot.
Okay, this place is officially sus. Like,
It's just a relaxing place, you know.
can't relate.
speaking
People-
of, we all notice that we're not feeling that like overly relaxed.
Yeah, probably at this
feeling.
point,
Yeah.
I don't think Aery would have picked it up in the first place.
yeah.
This is a very relaxing town. How are you still feeling relaxed being in a potentially haunted asylum? Does this not relax you at all?
I mean, I want to get back and get some food, you know, with the rest of the people.
You're only feeling hungry.
I am somewhat concerned by your line of questioning.
Well, some people get unsettled in haunted locations. I just wanted to make sure that you're feeling okay.
Oh yeah, I'm doing all right.
Okay.
I
Speaking
just-
of haunted locations, there were like
wait, are you four abductors? Did you four take all the people and now you're gonna take me? It's not even midnight
Is
yet.
this the first
It's like
time that
way too early.
that he insight
we
checked
got
us?
here today. uh, the last thing I want to check, and I can't figure out how to phrase this in a way that doesn't sound like, was your doctor doing creepy, insane experiments? Because obviously he doesn't think they are. Is there like any kind of like treatment rooms? Does this place have any like a basement level?
Not as far as I know. Hey, it's kind of what you see is what you get. I mean, if there are secret, like caverns or tunnels and whatnot, I don't know any of them. I don't spend enough time here.
Okay.
I know there's a secret cellar underneath Tangbuche, but that's just where we keep all the liquor.
Is it? No, okay, stop.
I'm gonna
You know, it's
insight
secret.
check him on the liquor cabinet.
The cellar underneath the monastery, very sus.
Okay.
No, wait,
well,
that's the hostel.
hostel.
Yeah.
Dang it.
We appreciate the tour. I suppose we could go for dinner now. Since we've had
Okay.
a little look-see at everything ish.
I mean, if you're feeling adventurous, I could take you by the spore walls so you could see what we're gonna eat before we eat it.
No, thank you. No, let's just go.
Fuck yeah.
Alrighty.
Is it on the way or is it a detour?
Not really. We would have to go, back to the south side of town and then through a couple of tunnels, but it's not that far.
I'm so hungry. I'm so hungry. I have to go get food right now. We don't have time for any detours. So sad that we can't see your disgusting walls.
It is kind of a bummer. I'll take you tomorrow. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Well, let's get out of here then.
Yeah, let's
Let's
head
make, like,
off.
Take a
Scooby
food.
Doo and let's make like Scooby Doo and Split.
Is this a local legend?
It's a campfire story. Anyways. And so you head back to town. And at this point, the sun is almost fully set behind you. It is starting to get darker and darker. And as you crest over the lip of the crater, you see almost the inverse of the sky. The crater itself is dark, but suddenly all of these lights start lighting up in all of the different caverns and holes where people are living inside of this crater. And for a moment, there's just this weird weightlessness of floating in sky, seeing the starry sky above, but also like the bright points of light against the dark blue of the terrain in front of you. And it is quite nice. But still, Thrinarv decides to lead you back up north towards the Tangbuche Monastery, and it is popping. There are a lot of people there. There's probably about 70 or 80 people in this area, and you can see tables and chairs have been pulled up together out of just about everywhere. There are candles and lanterns set across tons and tons of tables, and you see what look like classic stereotypical monks, sort of completely shaved head, very loose, flowy clothing, essentially just acting as like waiters, going to different tables, talking to people, heading back into some like back room, and then coming back out with plates of food and drinks and serving all of the people at the tables. Oh yeah, so all we're gonna do here is just grab a table and sit down and wait for someone to help.
Great. Are there any free tables?
Uh oh yeah, there's one. Oh no, they just took that one. I think yeah, we could take that one over there. And he kind of points over, and there is sort of like an angled table with a couple of chairs, and Renarv grabs a big old chair and plops down at the table next to you, and his knees come up to like here. He's basically sitting in like a toddler chair for the height of the table. But the chairs are regular height for the rest of you, and you're able to get yourself some seats.
Yes. What sort of food do they have?
Oh yeah, well it's usually kind of just a choice, you know. There's the vegetarian, and then there's the, you know, the everything else.
I'll take whatever has the least fungus in it.
I would love to try the the spore wall delicacy goodness.
Oh yeah,
Everyone's
that's
talked
gonna
about it
be
so
the
much. I feel like it's very important to give it a go.
yeah, that's the vegetarian dish. I mean, you
Sure,
get a little bit.
I'm fine with that.
There's one vegetarian dish and then there's one other dish, not like a vegetarian menu and like an other menu. It's vegetarian and other.
Yeah, yeah, that's kind of it.
Mushroom and meat.
But yeah,
I mean,
I'm going
sometimes
for other.
sometimes if they get like a special shipment of something, they'll do like a special, but that's kind of a seasonal thing.
yeah, I'm fine with the vegetarian dish.
Yeah, high protein.
Exactly. Plus, you know, everyone keeps raving about it. I gotta give it a go.
Mm. And the rest of you? So we've got 2 veggies, 1 other. I'm gonna do a veggie.
Go on.
No?
I think we'll go 2 veggies and 3 others.
When in the
Alrighty.
pot, do you not try mushrooms?
No.
The mushroom
Uh,
pot.
Yes. After a few minutes, a monk comes over and doesn't say anything. Just kind of looks over and Threnarv, oh yeah, we're doing, what was it, 2 veggie, 3 others. And the monk just kind of nods and then heads back. And a minute later, comes back out with a tray with 4 regular-sized plates and 1 very large bowl that basically looks like a mixing bowl. Um, and kind of sets them all out at the table, puts the veggie out. So the other dish is fairly straightforward. It looks to be a slice of lamb shank. And you can see there are small, like those little tiny, super thin mushrooms, um, kind of just ornamented with like this sort of dark sauce and just sort of mixed greens on the side. The veggie dish stands out to you because they are mushrooms and mixed greens, but the mushrooms are roughly the size of your forearm. They start about here and they go out to here with very large, sort of bulbous caps. And you can see there are almost like clear patterns along the side of the mushrooms, um, like almost like designs, but they appear to be random. Um, and as he sees each of you looking, Thronarf says, "Oh yeah, so very obviously, at the hot springs, we've got a whole bunch of natural nutrients down here. There is a sulfur vent far down on the south side, which is right next to the spore walls. The excess sulfur in the high nutrient rich environment means that we get a lot of mushroom growth, but the sulfur itself causes the mushrooms to kind of oh, I don't want to spoil the surprise. You'll see it tomorrow if you go check out the spore walls, but that's when these things will make sense. It's perfectly safe to eat. Adds a lot of flavor.
Just out of curiosity, does the spore wall, which sounds lovely, by the way,
Oh yeah.
smell of sulfur?
I mean, it smells like bad eggs, yeah.
It sounds beautiful.
It's something, I gotta tell you. It's like a kaleidoscope. Anyways, enjoy. And he just picks up like this chunk of mushroom and just takes like this really deep bite out of the stem. Um, yeah.
Is there anything on the other plate that looks like it has mushroom in it?
Yes. So you had like what was it, the lamb shank
Yeah.
basically. But you had like those small, like super tiny little mushrooms, like I don't know what they're called. Tiny
I know what you're
mushroom.
talking
You mean
about.
like
the
Anuki
little-
mushrooms?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
Gnocchi mushroom.
they're
Yeah,
like the
well,
long, like skinny ones?
yeah. That's the one.
Yeah.
Gnocchi mushrooms.
I think Aery will try and eat around them.
Same.
Yeah, Emmy's gonna do the same.
Not because he's suspicious of the mushrooms, but just because he doesn't like how they talk about the mushrooms and he thinks they're gross.
Natalie,
I'm
you've got
going
the.
to
I think you're muted,
put
Natalie.
I am muted. I am all in.
I'm gonna put my mushrooms on Natalie's plate.
Hell yeah. I'll eat more. That's all good with me.
Yeah.
I actually really want some mushrooms right now.
Yeah, no, I'm kind of
As-
having like a mushroom craving.
Yeah.
As you take a bite of the mushrooms, it is surprisingly flavorful. Whereas normally when you eat a mushroom, it has like that fungusy texture because it's got the air inside of the flesh as it grows. It's surprisingly not airy. It's got like
It's good to know it's not
almost
airy.
a meat-like texture to it. And when you do bite into like the clear sort of striations on this mushroom, you get like these little bursts that kind of almost like sizzle, like pop rocks.
Mm.
Like these almost like salt crystals. But it is a wholly unique experience. You could say with confidence you've never had mushrooms like this anywhere else.
I love it. I've decided.
How is she feeling? That's not something Emmy would know. But does Natalie suddenly seem very relaxed?
I would like to be, keeping a very close eye on Natalie as she eats.
You appear to be normal.
I'm very relaxed.
Yeah, enthusiastically enjoying some tasty mushrooms.
Hell yeah. Side-eyeing the monks every now and then, but hell yeah.
Yeah, at one point they come to like take away somebody else's plate, and you're like, ah. And they're like,
They taste really good. Would you like to try a bit?
No,
No, thank
no,
you.
no, thank you.
No, thank you. I'm not a mushroom person in general.
All right. More for me.
Oriana will put a few more mushrooms on Natalie's plate.
yeah, the tiny mushrooms, the enoki mushrooms, they taste fine. Like you've had those before. They're just like regular mushrooms, but these like big chunky ones are unique.
I am excited for mushrooms.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. So dinner is enjoyed. Your plates are taken away. What's next?
I guess if we're looking around this place, like this seems to be the general hub for like eating and stuff. Are there any kind of specific individuals that maybe stand out to us as being like, you know, do we see the human and the half orc that we saw from earlier? Are they in here
like
eating?
2 tables away.
Yep. Do they look like they're talking to each other?
Yeah, just having regular, relaxed conversation.
Does it? Yeah, okay. It's regular, relaxed conversation. How dare they have other conversations that aren't plot relevant? I guess I'll look to Aery and Eminence and just be like, if we were going to speak to someone, maybe now's the best time to do it.
Just like wander over in the middle of their dinner conversation, sit down across from them, be like, hello. I left my friends for no good reason to come talk to strangers.
Discord, stop it!
My god.
Sorry.
Why are we so
ready
cursed
to
today?
kill it!
Yes.
I
yeah, I
did,
heard what
yes.
you said.
I
But
heard that,
then
yeah.
Discord did the thing.
All it does is takes away the cameras. So if it does it again, but it also means my camera is still on. So
it's just you and
it's
three
just
green
me and
boxes.
this.
Other than when Burrows has been dropping in and out, I haven't seen Discord do anything weird.
Yeah.
No, Discord's
you
not
don't
doing
see it in
anything
Discord.
weird.
It shows like on the stream.
Yeah, I haven't been watching the stream because my Wi-Fi's been so shit.
We could get like static pictures of us, or
I
like
think
gifts.
Hopefully, let's hope that before the episode ends, it doesn't happen again.
It's been a little while since last time.
Yeah, it was a solid break. But anyway, sorry, you were saying.
Oh yeah, just that being sarcastic about how weird it would be to just wander over to them.
Yeah, I remember when we tried to do that in another city, and a lady was just like really rude to us.
You don't have to talk to them if you don't want to.
I feel like we should. I just don't want to do it, but I know that we should because we need to find out about this cursed item. But like, how do we just ask them? How do we find out? I don't know.
You're both the ones who are better at the talking part. Figured you might have a better idea.
Like a bar? Would anybody get up to go get a drink, or is it literally just monks come over and you'd order shit from them?
The second
Would they
one.
have any reason? Oh.
Like a bathroom.
Yeah, follow them into the bathroom. That worked out really well, I mean.
Or we could wait till they
did.
leave to head back and we
fair.
can get them on the street.
Yeah, we can like ambush them.
That
But
sounds
Yeah,
like a
that'd be
much
great.
less simple plan.
Well, you know, we could do it in a terms of like a, you know, like, oh, any bars around kind of deal.
It's
Well,
at
let's
about
go to
this point.
karaoke.
It's at about this point that you realize that Thrinarv has gotten up and walked over to the two of them and kind of chuckles a little bit, claps one of them on the shoulder, and then kind of motions back at the four of you around the table.
Oh,
And
this is
says like a few words, and then they kind of look at each other and shrug before the two of them get up with Thrinarv and walk over. Marv says, I I heard you guys. I just decided to, expedite the process. Right over here. This is let's see. This is Charles and Godova.
Which is which?
Which is which?
Oh, Charles is this one, the human, with the sort of shaved side of his head and the Viking braid on the top. And Godova is the half orc.
Yeah, nice to meet you. Sorry, we were being really weird.
Yeah, we saw you at the hot springs earlier today in the pot.
Yeah, we're staying here. Are you staying here or do you live here?
We are. We're traveling. We're from not nearby. Sorry if we were acting a bit suspicious earlier today around our conversation. It's just kind of a private discourse that we've been trying to work through.
Don't worry, we act suspicious like basically all of the time, so...
We noticed you guys were like looking at us a lot. Back down
Maybe
at
we just like
Tangbuche.
you.
That's see, hey, and Godova just kind of like. So, how long have you been in town?
A few hours.
And
How
how do you like
long
it
have
so
you been here?
far?
It's weird. But it's okay, I
It
guess.
it grows on you. I do agree. It was a bit off-putting, just like the vibe,
Yeah,
but it's growing on me.
So when
Even
like
did
a
none
you
of
fungus.
this
guys
relaxing.
arrive?
About 2 weeks ago.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Honestly, we were planning on taking a much shorter stay, but we hit a snag. We've been delayed.
Oh, what sort of snag?
That that all right. It's silly. So Ganav and I are adventurers. We go around and we do adventuring, and we are usually pretty successful. We came across a magical item in one of our recent adventures, and it turns out it was cursed. We were hoping we could try to get Quinn, who's the nearest doctor to where we were adventuring, to take a look, but he's been absent. So we decided to wait a little bit, and then a couple of days have now turned into 2 weeks, and honestly, we're considering moving on altogether.
Well, I have some great news for you. I don't know what your cursed item is, but we are also adventurers, and we're also sometimes successful, and we are here to solve the problem of where Queen went, and so when Queen gets back, we can maybe find out about your cursed item that you could tell us about anyway, just so that we know, because we're interested and we want to know.
It's kind of yeah. So the cursed item, it's a morning star that we found.
Like the weapon?
Yes, like the big, very pointy, spiky thing that you swing around.
Right.
It turns out that it's very, very good at gouging enemies, but it also has a curse that is not not great.
What is it?
Uh, Problematic.
No, but what is the curse? Not like what vibe does the curse have? Like, what is the curse?
It's of a personal nature.
Oh, you can tell us. We won't judge you if it's weird.
Um, Looks over and Ganova kind of leans in, and neither of us can get it up.
Oh, that's very unfortunate. But maybe we can help you. Not like physically help you, but like with the curse.
Yeah, Charles kind of like, oh, sweetie, that's cute, but you're not my type.
Yeah, I can see.
Do you have like magic or remove curse or anything like that?
One of us might. I don't.
Look, can I insight check this? Like, I don't know why. I just wanna vibe check this situation. Do I believe that this is
Roll
the
to vibe
extent
check.
of the curse?
Yeah,
Like,
it's like, you know when someone tells you something embarrassing because they know you're not going to ask further questions?
yeah,
Mm.
exactly.
Okay, yeah,
It's like,
insight
why
check.
aren't you at work today? I have
Ooh.
diarrhea.
Yeah, I shit myself. Okay.
Yeah.
Have a good one.
That was a
That
legitimate excuse in China.
I got a 19, but is it perception or is it insight? Can
Insight.
it be insight? Because mine's much better.
It is
20,
insight.
26.
26.
Uh,
They appear to be pretty straightforward about it, and Godova does not seem to be too happy with this.
Fair
It
enough.
kind of ruins a holiday, right?
I mean, if they've got the honeymoon suite.
We've got the honeymoon suite.
Yeah.
I think all of them
Also,
can be
there are
a
no
honeymoon.
doors in that place. It's very little privacy.
So
I've
yeah,
actually
if
stayed in that place. That
if
exact place.
one of you can, if you know, like remove curse or something, that would be pretty nice.
I do know remove curse.
Oh my god. We will pay you a lot.
I'd rather I mean, I'm not saying you don't have to pay us, but I'd rather know more about how you came to have a cursed morning star.
As like payment for removing the curse, I don't
As a
follow.
condition of me removing the curse, I would like to know a little more information about this before I remove a curse. I want to make sure you're not grave robbing or
I mean, tech.
is it a
We've had this.
well-deserved curse?
We've had this conversation about the ethics of adventuring, and is it grave robbing, or is it looting, or is it just treasure and equipment to use for later other things and purposes? But we got this one off of a barrow map. Um, we were investigating to the east of the Mistlands, north of Pike's Tier. There was an old White's barrow, and we went inside. We slew the White, and we found the treasure, along with the corpses of some other individuals who tried and failed at killing the White.
That seems pretty
Yeah.
fair.
Yeah. Yeah. If they're telling the truth about that, that's all above board. That's fine with me.
Yeah. You can insight check if you want, but he appears to be telling the truth.
Well, I'm glad you said that before I told you my number, because that one's a 2. So altogether that would have been a 9. But I'm glad I already believed him.
Yeah, he appears to be telling the truth.
Okay. Well, I'm not really prepared to do magic at the dinner table, but
Do you want to go outside?
I mean, I assume since we saw you at the
Well, yeah,
hotel,
we are going the
we're
same
staying at the
direction.
same place.
Yeah, yeah. How much did you pay, by the way?
1 gold per room.
Ah, see, I told you we should have paid a gold. We did 3 silver.
You just look stingy now.
You could always leave a tip.
I see. What do we just like put that on the pillow? I think Randall would lose that if we put it on the pillow.
I think if you just give it to Randall, like,
If you put it on the pillow, he might think you forgot it.
yeah, he seems
That's
quite
true. Yeah.
mm.
No, I get it. I know.
I mean, he
All
might
right.
even prefer like a gift or something. I don't think money has much value to him.
Charles looks over and Gadava just immediately is like, no. He's like, okay.
Yeah, so
Do any of you want
get
a
this curse off you?
cursed?
Nobody wants
don't-
the cursed Morningstar.
I want the cursed Morningstar.
Okay, Ori wants the cursed Morningstar. Can we have it?
Yes.
I assume they didn't bring it to
God,
dinner.
yes. No, it's not with them.
Oh.
Not necessarily to use like immediately, but I am very curious.
It does seem like a U type of weapon, though.
Oh, imagine every time.
Technically, Ori has a Morningstar in her art.
Yeah, but does it curse everyone you hit with impotency? Because that.
God, I hope so.
Oh,
That would
God,
be really fun.
best weapon.
Morning Star of Impotence.
Yes. That is the most Ori weapon I've ever heard of.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Hey,
that's
Dad!
beautiful.
Fuck you! You ruined my life! No more half siblings for me!
Oh no. This is how we ruin family gatherings. There was never another Thanksgiving. Or Christmas.
Christmas in hell?
Why not?
No, that just
know.
sounds like Christmas. Or
It's
Christmas.
just Mariah Carey playing on repeat.
Oh.
All I want for Christmas is to die.
They've got the actual Mariah Carey. It's just like
You know how they had like the ice blocks with the button in it? Like, you just press the button. Okay, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get back into character in the next few seconds, so I'd like to just arrange with them that when we leave together and walk back to the hostel.
Sure. They're gonna have a drink to celebrate in the meanwhile, and if you want anything or need anything, let them know because they're happy to help.
Man, they should be celebrating after. We don't know how well this is going to work.
I mean, yeah, last time I tried remove curse, it was...
They're celebrating a bit early, perhaps, but yeah.
Oh no, that place of staying doesn't really have doors. We're gonna hear them fucking.
I have silence.
See, I'm telling you, we should have just stayed in Ridden's Dredge for midnight, and then we wouldn't need to deal with it.
Maybe we should. Maybe we should send them there.
I'm honestly quite happy to silence their room. I won't even tell them that we're doing it.
How long does silence last?
How long?
Ask Emmy.
It's only 10 minutes. I thought it was an hour.
Jimmy!
Amazing.
Oh my god.
Honestly, if that had been an in character thing, Oriana would be like, I wonder, like, how far away is the furthest any of my curses can go?
Holy shit.
Such an easy setup.
Wow. I didn't even get it for the first. You were like, ask Emmy, and I was like, why did she
Me
have the
neither.
spell? Oh. Oh my god. Oh, what else do you want to do for dinner?
I would like a drink if it doesn't have mushrooms.
You get a drink that doesn't have mushrooms. A local wine is brewed here.
Oh, is there
Like, just in
mushroom
case
wine?
they make some kind of like hallucinogenic drink, like that, like absinthe is made with wormwood. I just want to make sure that whatever I'm drinking isn't made of the mushroom wobble.
Fuck
No,
me
it
up.
is made from grape. It is wine.
Excellent.
Excellent. It is a little sour, but tasty. They do offer a mushroom liqueur.
Ugh.
I'm okay with that.
my
I don't know
God,
what
that
I would
isn't
go
here.
with, but I feel like mushroom wine is actually a thing, weirdly enough.
The thing in Stardew Valley.
Hmm.
That's real life.
But yeah.
So it is mushroom infused. The liquor is brewed from rice, and then it is infused with mushroom for flavor.
I don't know
Sounds
what that would
bad.
go in. Is it like a Bloody Mary, but no?
Um,
Tomato soup with mushrooms would be
oh,
fine,
why
right?
is this a link? Mushroom wine. Oh boy.
We have to know. We have to have the information.
Made with
Sounds-
Marmite.
What?
What?
I didn't read that far.
Interesting.
That's even worse.
Neat.
Hmm.
Set your primary fermenting bucket to one side for 3 days, stirring daily. After
Anyway.
3 days, strain. Okay, this is interesting. Yeah, sure. It's moderate. Fucking mushroom wine. What do you want from me?
We have mushroom wine done.
I'm sorry.
I had to ask the question. But yeah. Is there anything we actually need to do in here? I'm not seriously actually suspicious about the monks, but I can play
I am.
serious.
Have we actually asked? Has anyone noticed any monks speak, or is it quite clear that they are like a silent monastery? Like this is a vow of silence kind of situation.
None of them appear to have spoken since you have been here.
That's
There
why
was
I
a lot
tried
of
to-
conversation. Yeah, there is a lot of conversation going on nearby from the volume of people, but the monks themselves are not talking.
I mean, I don't know if I'd find that particularly weird. Like it's a monastery. Monks be monking.
They do be monkeying.
Mm.
Isn't that a Beatles song? Monkeying around?
Well, honestly, I'm not that interested in solving this whole town's problem, so even if they are a cult, I don't care as long as we don't get involved. We just got to find these missing people and, like, make these guys able to fuck, and then we've done everything we need to do.
Yeah.
Also, I can't believe he said I'm not his type, I'm everyone's type.
I mean, I think he only said that because his boyfriend is sitting like right next to him.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Are they still here?
I assumed that they went off to
They're
get
two
drinks.
tables over. Yeah,
Yeah.
they went off to get drinks.
I mean, I could be both of their type, but they didn't ask, so.
I mean, you never know. Once the curse is lifted, like you
We'll
could
see.
always.
So
see
we
what
shall see, I suppose.
I wouldn't take it personally, Aery.
I mean, I take everything personally.
I mean, I know what that's like.
Should we go sleep and hope nothing weird happens overnight so we can figure out these disappearances?
Yeah, I guess we
I'm
just
pretty
wait
keen to go
till
back.
we were heading back together, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like technically we would just wait as characters, but yes, happy to transition to next scene.
Yes. You meet up outside of the monastery with Charles and Gadava, and
his name's
Brunarv is there
Charles.
as well. Did I say Charles?
No, it is Charles.
Yeah.
I just forgot.
Thrinarv is there as well, and he's like, wow, you guys are really good people.
Yeah, we are.
Just helping complete strangers for absolute free. That is kind.
I mean, you guys said you were adventurers, yes?
Oh, yes.
Also, did we say we were doing it for free? They said that we would pay them.
They
No,
said that they would pay us. I'm not paying someone to
Oh
help.
yeah, no, that was my mistake. I thought when she said the whole I'll do it for, knowing the story of the Morning Star, I thought it would be like that
Oh
was
no,
it.
that was to make sure that
Oh,
they
no.
weren't terrible people.
Yeah, sorry, that makes more sense. In that case, conditioning your assistants on their qualities as people is totally valid.
That's
Well,
such
you
good
know.
people.
If they'd murdered a family of, I actually don't know why Oriana would care. If they'd murdered a family of like 5 small children and then been like and stole the family's famed like prized morning star, I probably wouldn't want to
Cursed
help them.
Morning
Sorry,
Star.
are you
Yeah.
talking about
They-
Stan
if
Dragon
so-
Age Origins?
But also, if they had this as the family heirloom, they wouldn't have any children.
It's on the wall and nobody touches it. It's so that like if it's stolen. I don't know. Look.
Oh my god.
Terrible. Terrible.
Oriana truly only asked so that Natalie didn't make a fuss about it.
So,
Oriana, do the thing.
I'm not like a performing monkey. But
Are
sure.
you having
Just
trouble
casting
getting
a
started?
spell.
Yeah, we do it all the time.
Sorry.
Is this a big deal for you? Are you doing okay?
this normally doesn't happen.
Oh god. This has been such a cursed fucking episode. I'm just trying to figure out if remove curse actually needs anything specific, and it does not. So
Could you imagine? It's just suddenly
yeah,
like,
I looked at it before and I was pretty sure it didn't have anything extra added, but I thought I'd double check just in case.
Third level
Be
spell.
like, sorry, no, we'll actually have to do that after breakfast. I will cast remove curse
On whom?
on the item.
They do not have the item with them. It's back at the. They said they weren't carrying it with them.
No, we were going to go back with them to the. Wait, they don't have it with them like anywhere?
No,
It's
it's
not,
like
like,
back
in
at
their
their
room?
room.
Yeah, that's where I
But the
assumed it
curse
was
is on them. If the object is a cursed magic item, its curse remains, but the spell breaks. Its owner's attuned to the object so that it can be removed or discarded. So they are still cursed. If you remove the curse and they unattunement, they still have the curse.
Oh, because it said all curses affecting one creature or object, I assumed that it was because they'd touched the object. I figured that it couldn't be an attunement thing because there were 2 of them. But that makes
but I
sense.
guess
I can
you
just
just
cast it
stop
twice.
other people from getting cursed, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
No, I haven't used any spells today, so I can just cast it twice. I have 3 third level slots, and it will just take 2.
Yeah,
Well, you
awesome.
need 3,
I-
wouldn't
I
you? If they're
will-
both cursed, and then the
Well,
item.
I was going to detect magic on the item tomorrow to see what I would have to do to remove that curse, instead of just doing it now. I guess I can do all 3. I'll just do it 3 times. Pew pew pew.
Pew pew pew. You
Remove
remove
curse
curse
all over
on
the
all
place.
3. Yeah. Charles and Godova just kind of like look at each other and look back at you and like, thank you very much. Would you like payment?
I mean, I am
Yes.
taking this, but sure. You did underpay for your room.
That's with Randall, but yes.
I mean, I wouldn't want you to feel guilty about underpaying for other things.
Oh yes, of course.
Mm.
Sure. We could do this. And he goes over to his bed and like pulls up the mattress, and you can see there's a coin purse under the mattress. And he pulls it out and he does like the same thing where like he kind of reaches over to like a platinum, and Gata was just like, and then reaches over to like the gold.
Do they actually have like? I don't know how I would suggest this. I genuinely don't know how to suggest this, so I might as well just ignore it. I was gonna say, is there a way to suggest you have any other fun shit that's not cursed that you got whilst adventuring in a white's den? But I don't know how to say that, and I don't think Oriana would know how to say that.
They pull out 30 gold
I suppose that's acceptable.
and offer that to you.
I can offer you an hour of silence for free.
That's more for our benefit, though. Really.
Honestly.
Kind of we'll take it.
We need to wait
Okay.
for the sock on the door before we know it's
And-
There's no door.
That's right.
Just a curtain of
With-
socks.
With that, the curtain is drawn across their chamber, and silence is cast back to back for an hour.
Fair.
This
Yeah,
has
it's
been
an
a
eventful day.
precious episode.
Dear.
Oh boy.
Incredible.
There is one final thing. After night falls and all of the lights have been put out and you finish with all of the adventures and excitement, at a certain point at night, the ground beneath you rumbles. It's just a tremor, and it's very short. It only lasts for about 10 seconds. But
Can we
other
tell
than
what
that,
time it is?
you get a very good night's sleep. Go ahead and make a straight intelligence check for me.
To check what?
What time
I'm-
the
Oh.
tremor happened?
Sorry.
I'm not gonna. I don't
accidentally
have good
closed my-
intelligence. I'm not even gonna bother.
I got a 3.
Oh,
I'm
maybe
not
I
even
should
gonna
bother.
Oh, actually, no. I'm intelligent but not wise. I will try.
I rolled a fucking 1. I'm done.
Intelligence. 16.
16?
Hang on. I need to actually pull up D&D Beyond again.
Yeah, I had to do that too.
That one.
Solid 0.
A 21.
21? You know, I mean, if you had to guess, tremor probably happened right around midnight. And that's where we'll end this session.
Intriguing.
Wow. Wow.
I'm still just caught up on the fact that we helped those guys fuck. Like,
Yeah.
We're good people.
Gotta help them hook up, yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, we're good
You
people.
have no idea how this dry spell has been.
Yeah, we should have
The
asked.
hot springs.
How long did they say
Oh,
they've been here?
boy.
A couple weeks?
2.
They said they've been here like 2.5 weeks.
Right, so it's been
Yeah,
at
but-
least that long. Well,
Oh god.
anyway.
Oh boy, that was a great session.
That was amazing.
Yeah.
Fucking the value line. How long does silence last? I don't know. Ask Emmy.
That was
Fucking
epic.
gold.
That was wonderful.
That was critical shit talking.
I wish I'd been in character.
It was so quick. I've decided it is in character.
Yeah, okay. That's gonna do it for us this week. We'll be back hopefully next week with our next episode, investigating more of what's going on in the pot. And who knows, maybe you're gonna help more people fuck. Let's find out.
That's
Maybe.
our new life goal.
Yes. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and do a round of who we are's before signing off. So Aery, why don't you kick us off?
Hello, I am Jimmy, your cat. I play Aery. I'm not gonna apologize for all the shit that I said tonight. I kind of feel like I should, but I won't. Yeah. Aery is a bisexual disaster, and so am I. He's just a lot more forward about it. And IRL, I do art and stuff. I have done the art and stuff for this channel. We actually have new overlays, but I didn't send them in time, so you'll see them next time we play. But yeah, thanks everyone for hanging out with us.
Awesome. Natalie.
Hi, I'm Burrows, or I play Natalie. I exist on the internet. Today's session was good. I appreciated it a lot. I'm very sleepy suddenly. I think it's to do with the fact that, like, you know,
It's cold and you've put on a sweater.
it's cold and then I put on something really warm and now I'm like, wow, I'm so comfy. But also, I would just like to draw your attention to the amazing art on screen done by the ever wonderful
So good.
CatRoulette. It's just amazing. I get to sit here all day and just watch it, just scroll by. It's a really good time. But yeah. We help people fuck. That's what we do. Anyway.
Name of the game, matchmakers. D&D matchmaking. We've got a whole subgenre.
Yes.
Join us for one-shots that are literally just themed around that.
Aery is trying to match everyone with himself.
Emmy.
Thanks, guys, for hanging out with us today. I'm Nicole. I played Emmy. I don't do much else on the internet, but I always very much look forward to doing this. And now I want to live in the pot because it's Hobbiton in Scotland, except there's beautiful prismatic lights and everyone's on Prozac. Sign me up.
Very chill location. And the sister, Ori.
Hi, I'm Maleficent. I play Oriana. My dog has just started screaming for dinner. Sorry if you can hear that. I genuinely would have still taken that Morningstar even if I couldn't remove the curse because I'm fairly certain Oriana's somewhere on like the ace spectrum and it really wouldn't have affected her anyway. So that was fun. But yeah, I also exist on the internet. I am soon coming off of a streaming break. I do other shit in other places. I don't know. Follow me on Twitter if you want to know. I'm currently really obsessed with cowboys. It's great. That's all.
Awesome. I am D. I'm the Dungeon Master. It's been super fun to run this game for everybody. I've basically spent like the past 2 weeks preparing the mystery. And I am excited for what's coming next, but I'm not going to talk about it anymore because I don't want to have any DM slips and accidentally reveal the plot twist. Have you ever accidentally revealed the late stage mystery? I have. Don't do that. Literally my first campaign, I was like, but you guys didn't even chase the werewolf, and they were like, what werewolf? And I was like, no.
Rip.
So, anyways, if you want to know more about me, I just basically do D&D here on this channel, and sometimes I tweet on the Twitter at the location in the doobly-doo. So, thanks so much, and we'll see you next week with more Dungeons and Dragons. And are we all set to go, bros?
Yeah, we sure are. We're gonna go see someone called Cuddly Raptor. They're doing some D&D. Apparently they now play on, well, I don't know if they have for maybe a while, but they play on every Sunday at 7:30 Eastern time, like Eastern Australia time. So that's cool. Someone who is playing usually when we end. So that's nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. We're gonna go say hi.
As usual, if you're a sub, send dudes.
Yes.
If not, just be lovely.
Oh, and join Discord if you want to have some wonderful place to be for Thursday D&D questions to talk about this campaign or talk about any other D&D stuff. If you want to talk about your characters. Yes, art, very important. We have some peeps who share art in the Discord and it's just beautiful. It's a wonderful time. Best places to be.
Please
Awesome.
join us.
Yes.
Bye.
Goodbye, everybody. See you next week.
Bye-bye.